Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio. We'll get you talking. Talk radio.
So it's Friday and I'm tired. I'm guessing you might be tired as well, or you might not be tired, I don't know. And I've put on a pair of jeans that I've not worn for a while, and it turns out I can't do the top button up, so I'm getting fat. So, it's just one of those kind of evenings. I have literally nothing to talk about. There's very, very little of interest or disinterest in the papers, so I guess we're just going to see what happens for the next 3 hours, shall we? All right.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There we go, boom. 0844 499 1000. So it's Friday. It's, what month is it? May. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling fat. I'm feeling a bit, just a bit, really. I put on these jeans for the first time in, only in about 3 weeks. And I can't do the top button up. Imagine that. What a fat git. So we're going to have to do something about that. Not tonight. That would be expecting quite a lot of things. So tonight, right, the vibe is not strong. There's not a lot in the newspapers. There's not a lot kind of going on. So it really is dependent on you lot phoning in, really. And I suspect that we're going to be on phone calls as well tonight. I've just got that feeling. So tonight's show could be an odd one. Kath, would you like to come and join us in the booth, in the radio booth, as we try and fake it to make it. Okay. Fake our way through 3 hours of what can only be described as bullshine. I've not got the vibe. There's no vibe in me today. All I did today was I woke up at 12. Dun, 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 dun. I had 2 tablets instead of 1 last night, so I woke up at 12. And I wanted to play Call of Duty because I bought that the other day. Yeah. But it was just taking an hour to install. You have to install games now. And because it's
like the olden days.
It is, and because it's a game. Maybe it's a year old or something. There's all these updates it has to install. So I thought, stuff that. So I started watching a documentary on Netflix. It wasn't about Netflix. It was on Netflix, and they've got some good documentaries on there. Mm-hmm. Really good documentaries on there. And the one I was watching was, I think it was called, and I'm probably the only person in the world that's ever seen this documentary. I think it was called Team Foxcatcher, right? No, it was flipping brilliant. And I flipped past it, and it's one of those ones, I flipped past it. 0844 499 1000. By the way, guys, is the phone number. Should give that out. We call you back. I flipped past it, and then I went, oh no, there's something about that. And what there was about it was there was a man who looked crazy in the picture. Yeah. And so I thought, do you know what? I've got the house to myself, 2 hours, boom, I'm in. It was flipping brilliant. It was about a bloke, I can't remember his first name, let's call him John. I think his name was John, actually. John DuPont, right? Nice. He's I'm going to say billionaire. Right? Oh. He had shed loads of money, right? But this family, the heir to the DuPont fortune, right? And he lived in this massive house in America, and he was a. Are they the people that made Lycra? Isn't that Danone? No, that's yogurt. Paul Danone. Let's say it was. Yeah, why the hell not? Right? Why the hell not? Actually, it would fit him, and he was a philanthropist for the sports. Oh. So he liked funding the training of sportsmen and women. And it was primarily swimming. And what he did, he would build like a big swimming pool, like Olympic-sized swimming pool on his grounds, and people would come and he would fund their training. And just out of the goodness of his heart. Yeah. You're worth a fortune, right? Worth an absolute fortune. Out of the goodness of his own heart. And then he got into wrestling. Am I the only person that's seen this film? Right. 0844 499 1000. Because the thing about Netflix, right, all the movies are pony, but they got some cracking documentaries on there, right? Always worth having a look at the They got some rubbish ones as well. But then he got into wrestling. Another Lycra heavy sport. Yeah, he got into wrestling, right? And he wanted to make the American wrestling, and not like the WWE, but proper Olympic wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Was not well funded. So people would do it for a certain amount of time, then they get to a certain age and then have to quit because they had to provide for their families. So he built a wrestling arena in his back garden. Right?
Big garden.
It was massive. It was a mansion. And it was like full of, the training gyms and all this stuff. And he built like about 6 houses on the land as well for wrestlers. And he got the best American wrestlers to come and live on his property and train there. And he funded the training. And he wanted them to become the Olympic and world champions. Okay, he wanted them to beat the Russians, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he chucked an absolute fortune at this, right? And there was this big guy with a beard. I can't remember his name. I'm going to say his name was David, who was like the best wrestler in America. I think his name was David. And he phoned him up and he says, I want you to come and train Team Foxcatcher. I can't remember what the Foxcatcher had to do with it.
Oh, team with an M.
Yeah.
I thought at the beginning of this you said teen.
Oh, God, no.
Like teen foxes.
That would be an excellent...
exactly.
Teens on the Hunt. 0844 499 1000. So, he got all these wrestlers, and he got this Russian wrestler. No, I beg your pardon. He got this Bulgarian wrestler.
Right.
Bulgarian wrestler. And he was like, it was all these wrestlers, and they were training, right?
Massive, were they?
They were massive. Now, here's the thing, right? This guy, John DuPont, was not massive. He was in his 50s, very thin, very lonely, right? His dad left him when he was a kid, and if you wanted to see his dad, he had to make an appointment. We don't know much about his family, but he's very lonely. He ate in his bedroom on his own until the age of 13. A maid would come and serve his meal in his bed. So lonely.
Tragic.
And they're brilliantly, you don't see him speak in the documentary for about 40 minutes, and the first time you do, you go, oh, right, okay.
Right.
He would say, he was being interviewed, and he would say something that kind of was nonsensical, but if you said it with the right emphasis, would sound clever. And they go, well, you know, I just keep the camera rolling, you know, because I got plenty of stuff like that, you know. Right.
So he sounded like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man.
Yeah, he did. He really did sound like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man. You thought, okay, this gentleman is the lazy thing would be to say he's on a spectrum. This gentleman is different than us. Okay, and was never acknowledged, or never. But he's different to everyone else. 0844 499 1000. And anyway, so the wrestling went on. Now there was a payback in the wrestling. The payback was, and it was weird.
Oh, you didn't have to wrestle him for half an hour every Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But
what about the swimming? Did they have to...
No. The swimming's, he ditched the swimming to focus on the wrestling, right?
Right, okay.
And he wanted to learn to be a wrestler. So this guy, David, right, who was like the best wrestler in America, one of the best wrestlers in the world, they became friends. And he said, yeah, right, yeah, of course I'll teach you. Of course I'll teach you wrestling. And so he taught him wrestling. And it went on that this John DuPont would enter tournaments, right? And of course he lost the tournaments.
Got flattened, did he?
Flattened until they started fixing the tournaments so that he would win them, right? And so, and
they were tournaments in his back garden gym.
No, these were tournaments, like
Real
proper
ones.
tournaments,
Oh,
kind of. But his opponent would get paid like $20,000 or something, and everybody knew, apart from John DuPont, that it was in his favour.
So he thought he was getting better.
He thought he was getting better, right? And he was rubbish, right? And as the 0844 499 1000, Carl and Ross, I can see you there. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the theatre of this, right? So anyway, as the film goes on, right, his behaviour becomes more and more erratic, right? And he starts thinking that there are... so all the wrestlers are living on his property, living in this... He starts thinking that the wrestlers have dug tunnels from their houses to his mansion.
Wow.
And that they're hiding in the walls, listening to him.
Oh, my.
Right. And then he sets up a video camera in the woods, right? And films the woods. And then he calls people in to say, watch this film. And they'll sit there watching the woods for like 2 hours. He goes, did you see that? They go, there's nothing there. Did you see that? There's somebody there. He's like paranoid.
Oh, gosh.
Right? So obviously mentally ill. He's obviously crossed over from being strange to seriously mentally ill.
Being eccentric,
Yeah. And then the wrestlers start suggesting that he might be doing loads of cocaine as well, right? And of course, he's so rich and so powerful that a few of the wrestlers, his friends, this David guy said, why don't we go and see a doctor together, John? I'm not ill, doing all that stuff, right? And then he thought that the colour black was unlucky.
Right.
So if anyone had a black dog, they had to go. All the black vehicles had to go. All the black wrestlers had to go.
Oh.
So all the black wrestlers got booted out, right? And all the white wrestlers are going, yeah, this is weird, but the Olympics are coming up. We really want to win the Olympics. So they're sticking with it, right? Oh, and then it's heartbreaking, and they've all got their families and their kids there and stuff like that, right? And then one day, then he gets like the CIA, ex-CIA members to come in and be his security because he's paranoid, right? And he does the thing that he probably was cocaine, because he does the thing that a lot of coke heads do. If you've known anyone who's taken far too much cocaine, they'll do the scratching because they think they've got bugs under their skin. I've seen it happen. It's the weirdest, most horrendous thing, and they'll scratch and scratch and scratch till there's no skin left.
Oh.
And he was doing that because he had bugs under his skin, man. And then one day there's like really thick snow, like 6 foot of snow, okay, and the kids of this David guy and his wife are out there playing, right? And this came from nowhere. And the wife of David says, and then John DuPont drove up in a car with his head of security, pulled out a gun and shot David dead.
What?
Exactly.
Flipping heck, that escalated, didn't it?
Spoiler alert, guys. And this is the one that he was best mates with. And then the car drives off. He goes to the mansion. Then you hear the 911 phone call. They go, my husband's been killed. Oh, John DuPont. It's John DuPont. And the police then have this weird siege that lasts 50 hours, right? And there was talk of, because he was like friends with the police, were they too cosy with him? There's all that. 50 hours of them outside going, John, you got to come out. His Holiness is under siege. There's going to be a world war, is what this guy is saying. He's completely
gone now.
He's bats by that point, right? And it's such a good film. I've ruined it now, but it's such a good film. And then after 50 hours, he phones at the police and says, look, the heating's gone off. Can I go to the boiler room, which is out in the garden, and fix the heating? And they said, of course you can,
What,
John.
and then pop back in again?
Yeah, he pushes in, John, don't bring a gun. He says, I won't bring a gun. He goes out and he gets warm, he gets taken down.
Good.
And he goes to court. And then the court case goes on, right? And so they're trying to plead insanity, right? And if he's insane, he just goes to a hospital, doesn't go to prison. And so he grows this big beard and he gets this long hair and stuff like that.
I don't think he needed to do that.
He got found guilty. Went to prison for life.
What, they didn't think he was insane?
No. They went to prison for life, right? And then he died in prison, right? And they had the wife going, oh, it's good, I'm glad he died. You know, and the son going, I don't have any memories of my dad because of this sod, you know, I hate him. And then they had the daughter of this guy, this wrestler that got killed, right? And she's going, when my dad died, everybody was sad. When John DuPont died, everybody was happy. And I think that's the saddest thing. Oh. Because this poor man, he killed my dad, but he had nothing. He had no friends, no life, no family, and everyone cheered when he died. And I think that's broken my heart. Oh, it was the saddest thing. And then the weirdest thing was the Bulgarian guy stayed on at the ranch after John DuPont had shot his mate to train. When John DuPont died, the Bulgarian guy inherited all of his money.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? It was the weirdest. It was, honestly, from a film where I thought, this will pass...
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Had they been doing special wrestling?
You got the impression, it was never mentioned, but you got the impression that he was a homosexual gentleman who perhaps...
Enjoyed the closeness.
I made up that he was homosexual and that he enjoyed being pinned down by other men, yes. He certainly wasn't married. It doesn't mean anything.
No.
He certainly wasn't married. And you
Amateur psych would say, distant father.
I made up, the backstory was that he had, abandonment issues, and that he also had questions around his sexuality, and that he felt insecure sharing with other people.
Yeah.
But flipping it for a film... Oh, here we go.
If you were to write that, people would say, get lost.
0844 499 1000. This is what we're going to do tonight. Films or programmes or books that have caught you by surprise. And I thought this will pass 90 minutes, 2 hours, and I was gripped. And it was all shot on, like, it was all home movies from the mid-80s. It was flipping brilliant.
Gosh.
Very dark. 0844 499 1000. I've just ruined a movie for you. It doesn't matter. Russ Kyle, stay there. Turns out there's a film of this starring Steve Carell. Steve Carell.
Yeah.
The 40-year-old virgin. There's a film with it in that gets 7 on IMDb, and there's someone won an Oscar for it or something.
That'll do then, won't it?
I'm having that. I'm watching that. Now, is that on Netflix? Because that's the only way I access movies these days. Apart from the cinema. But it's a 2-year-old film, so I don't think I'm going to be going to the picture to see that. Yes, Russ?
Hello.
Hello, Russ.
All right, mate. Yeah. That sounded dodgy. That did, like that. Whatever you were describing.
It's a good film, man. It's a documentary. And it turns out there's a film starring Steve Carell. I wonder if it's on DVD. I might treat myself to that. Go on, Russ. What you got for us, boss?
I was ringing up about Call of Duty, actually.
Oh, yeah, go on. We can talk about that. Go on. I bought it for... I don't know how many Call of Duties there are on the Xbox One, but I bought one for £8 yesterday in Computer Exchange.
No, it's not a bad game. Which one was it?
I don't know. Name some.
Modern Warfare 2.
No.
Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3.
Oh, God. Let me
Modern Warfare 3.
No. I'm looking on...
Advanced Warfare.
Steady on. I'm looking on Amazon, but I don't see it, which makes me think maybe it doesn't even exist. Call of Duty...
War.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. It's not one that It might be Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition. Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition. Maybe it's not that. Is that a game? Anyway, I bought... It was £8.
All right.
You can't argue with that, can you?
No.
But it took flipping hours to boot up. It was like loading a Spectrum game, but slower.
I hadn't switched my Xbox on for 12 months until the other day.
Yeah, good lad.
And I had to do one of them updates. Then I couldn't remember my password, so I had to sort all that out. Then I had to install the game. I was gonna send you an invite this afternoon, but it said you were watching something. I thought,
I was watching that. Here we go. I'm going to buy Foxcatcher starring Steve Carell for 99 pence plus £1.26 delivery. We live in the future. It rocks. Kiss my ass, the olden days.
Never heard of it, to be fair, mate.
Mate, it's honestly, I'm obsessed by this guy now. I'm obsessed.
I've got a film for you.
Yes,
I wouldn't necessarily. It's all right. It's quite. It's not nothing to get excited about, but it's one that it's a bit weird. It's called Paintball. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
What? Going out paintballing for real?
Oh, mate, no.
There was a story in one of the papers, and I didn't read it, so I'm going to make some of it up. But a young lad had to have like a liver transplant or something because the paintball pierced his liver.
Yeah.
It was in... you're going to hear me rustling newspapers, Russ, and that's because I'm going to try and find that, but you carry on. Go on, buddy.
They do come sharp, paintballs. I'm into a sport called airsoft. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Airsoft?
Oh, yeah. Go on. Mate, it's awesome.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, for anybody who's not familiar with it, you can get any firearm or any weapon that exists.
Yes.
You can get a replica of it, but they fire BBs. They're not like this crap off the market that you buy. I mean, the shop near me, they've got the minigun that Arnie had in Predator.
I'm confused. Hang on. Are you these real? Are you talking about real paintballing or computer game paintballing?
No, these are not paintball. These are called airsoft. They fire little plastic BBs.
Right.
They're not like the ones you buy off the market, that fire about 2 foot. These are probably about 2/3 the power of an air rifle, and you shoot at each other with them in the forest.
Here we go. Paintball made my liver explode.
What?
Doctors have warned of the dangers of being hit by paintballs. I had to do some filming for Comic Relief once that involved me getting shot in the ghoulies with paintballs. I was wearing a box. It still hurt. Those things are they're strong.
Oh yeah, I've never heard of anybody having that happen before with paintball.
Doctors have warned of the teenager's liver exploded. He had emergency surgery after being struck twice in the side by paintballs, travelling up to 300 feet per second. What's that in miles? High-velocity paintballs are a well-recognised cause of eye and facial injuries. Organs such as kidneys and private parts are also known to be at risk.
Yeah, you wear masks, so the only reason you get your eyes damaged is if you took the mask off. I mean,
yes.
You have to wear masks for airsoft. And I've seen a couple of marshals have teeth knocked out, but
wow.
It's good fun, mate.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. If you've ever lost a tooth, please tell us. 0844 499 1000. Even if it was just when you were a kid. Some people still. Did you know this, Russ? Some adults still have their milk teeth.
I think my son has.
How old?
He's 15.
Well, really?
He's still got some of them.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I always thought there was something wrong.
They're a grown up. There are actual people in their 30s, 40s. I'm going to say it. 50s that still have their baby milk teeth. That's weird, man. That's weird. If you ever see the best picture in the world is an X-ray of a 3-year-old's head, because you see their teeth and you see that beneath those teeth are a full set of adult teeth just waiting to pop out.
It's quite good though if your milk teeth are late coming out, because at least your main gnashes are going to last a lot longer.
Yes. Well,
if they do come out, you might just end up with abnormally tiny teeth.
Yeah, that's a possibility, Russ.
I was going to ask you something. Well, I was going to mention something.
It's one of. Can I just say for everyone tonight? It's going to be one of those shows. There's no theme. There's no thread. There's no. I'm in a crappy mood. I'm tired. I'm annoyed with the Monkees. I'm thinking of quitting the Monkees as a fan. Can I just say, for various reasons. So there's a lot going on, man. So it's just, and it's Friday night, and it's warm, and it's going to be hot tomorrow, and it's just this kind of vibe, you know. Let's just see what happens, and anyone can chip in at any point with anything you want. 0844 499 1000. Russ, continue, vous s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, it was off the back of you and your funny mood, like.
Oh yeah.
I often joke, but I do actually think there's something in it.
Yeah.
When I've got, when I'm feeling a bit fed up or whatever.
Yeah.
I always refer to my male monthlies.
Oh, yes.
Well,
does blood come from your vagina?
No, not quite. But,
what can we call it? Can we call it your period, or are you menstruating?
Period. I love that, menstruating. Yes, no, but you know what I mean? Women have got the excuse. So when we're having a bit of a wobble, well, not an excuse, they've got their reasons. So when we're having a bit of a wobble, why can't we, you know what I mean? Why can't we be our monthlies?
Women... supposedly, if they work closely together or live together, their periods link up. It's not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true. It's a myth.
Really? Says who?
Says Sarah Pascoe, a woman who wrote a book about it.
Okay. Sarah Pascoe isn't a medic.
Right.
She's a comedian.
Right.
So I don't respect her medical opinion.
You don't know her medical background. It's a myth. You just think it does.
Okay.
No.
Here's the thing.
You tell that to my dad, who had my mum and me and my sister all one after the other.
What does that mean?
I don't agree with that.
What don't you agree with? Women or periods?
Well, both.
Let's make periods illegal. Let's tax periods.
Hormones are really... Female hormones are really complex and powerful things. I mean, did you know there's a theory, I don't know whether it's proven, there's a theory that women actually, at certain times of the month, I don't know what part of the month, female fishermen, fisher women, catch more fish.
Oh, come on now.
And it's something to do with the pheromones. The pheromones or hormones. The fish can... No, I'm serious.
The fish can smell your pheromones.
Here's a fact.
Ask Keith Arthur or Nigel Botherway off Talk Sport.
Well, the fishermen, no. Here's a fact. 33% of women in the world have their periods when it's a full moon. The next highest...
Where are you getting your stats from?
This is a fact. Please go and Google it. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you know what the next biggest number is? It's like, of women having their periods at the same time, it's 22%. Go and Google it. Go and Google it. I know more about womankind than you do, and you're a woman.
You know more about stats than I do.
My question, Ian.
What was your question?
What about the male monthlies? Do you not agree?
I'm gonna.
There seems to be a cycle.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Is that okay?
Fair enough. On the full moon.
Yes,
on the full moon.
Yeah.
And then this is genuine.
Should we get a word in Edgware here?
Yes, go on.
Sorry, mate.
That's right. Go on. I'm teasing. Don't take it personally, Russ. Step away from the edge. Yes.
I always feel.
Yes.
Genuinely elated, a feeling of elation, and particularly happy when it's a full moon. And I often look up at the moon thinking, hang on, is it a foot? And it is. And I ain't joking, like, I know some people feel a bit weird.
Yes, that's where the word lunatic comes from. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm the opposite. I am. I feel, I get this sort of almost just like a special feeling come over me.
Russ, I would hate to see anything coming over you, but thank you for that, Russ. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Alan.
Hi, Ian.
Hello, Alan. It's a busy night. Sounds like you're out and about. What's going on in Birmingham?
Well, I'm at a karaoke night at the pub.
And what are you going to sing tonight, Alan?
Chicago, If You Leave Me Now.
Oh, what a beautiful, one of the most beautiful romantic songs of all time.
A classic from the 70s.
What are the chances, Alan, of us getting to hear you perform that live on the radio?
Well, I have to wait till I'm called.
Any idea when that might be?
Might be after 11.
Could you not go and have a word with the karaoke man now and say, look, this is Talk Radio, we'll plug his karaoke website?
He's having a slash at the moment.
He's having a what?
Slash.
A slash.
Oh, he's having a slash. Okay, that's fine. Could you go and...
I want to talk about computer games, because you were talking about the Xbox.
Yeah.
I had an old Super Nintendo, it still works.
Well, good for you. They're good, they're good, those old video games.
Especially The Legend of Zelda.
The Legend... I never liked the Zelda games.
Oh, what games did you like?
Well, the Zelda games always felt... games with puzzles in. I just want to run around shooting people. Unlike Roger McGuinn, who's on later on from The Birds, who has a real problem with first-person shooters.
Yeah. Have you ever tried Star Fox?
Say that again.
Have you ever tried Star Fox on the Super Nintendo?
Don't worry, guys. He's not swearing. He's saying Star Fox. I had Star Fox on the GameCube, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, my first ever game on the Super Nintendo was Super Mario.
Okay.
Super Mario 3 as part of the package Super Mario All-Stars.
Yes, I know it very, very well. Can you not go... How long is this slash going to take?
There's quite a queue for the toilet.
How long is this slash we going to continue for? Because I really would, and I know the listeners would, Alan, because it's a Friday night and I can't go out to the boozer on a Friday because I'm working here. We really would love to hear you singing Chicago live on the radio.
Well, I can do it a cappella without the words.
Please keep your clothes on. But let's have a go. Away you go.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, go, baby, please don't go. Ooh, go, I just want you to stay. The love I had was love that's hard to find. How could we end it all this way? When tomorrow comes and we both regret the things we said today. What do you think?
I would like Ed to send me that song on an MP3 format, please, and I think that deserves a round.
I think that was a strong performance.
Round of applause. And yet you're still single, Alan. That's the mystery, isn't it? When you've got a voice like that, a voice that can woo any woman into bed. No one has taken you up on the offer of that, and that's outrageous. And I'm
well,
sorry.
Maybe we can use that as a topic for all the female listeners.
What will get them into bed with you?
No, to find me a woman.
Okay, we can do that, Alan. Well, why don't you sell yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, Alan.
Well, I'm 5'8", brown hair, blue eyes, big build. I live in Cottage in Birmingham. I sometimes stay with my mum and dad in Woodgate. I love karaoke, horse racing, surfing the internet for classic television, and Coronation Street.
Did you say bullfighting?
What's that?
Did you say bullfighting?
No, horse racing.
Oh.
Would you describe yourself as a deviant?
I wouldn't describe myself as a deviant. I have a bubbly personality and fun to be with.
Do you have a GSOH?
A good sense of humour, yes, I do.
Excellent. And do you have a good taste in music?
I love music from the 70s and 80s.
Two excellent decades, a lot of hits both those bands had, yes?
What are you looking for, Alan?
I'm looking for...
someone to play with his penis.
No!
Although...
I'm looking for someone who has the same interests as me and loves calling late night radio shows as well.
Okay, well, let's... Do you know what, Alan? There are a lot of there are a lot of young ladies listening who might be up for some of that. So, if we get them...
And if they're on Periscope as well, look for the name Ordiniti, because that's my name on Periscope.
Okay, like the horse?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I know a little bit. All right, Alan, well, let's keep our fingers crossed. And if you pull tonight, let us know so that we can cancel the search our end.
Well, there's not many ladies at the pub, so I think we can carry on the search at your end.
Okie dokie, we'll keep searching my end. Thank you very much, Alan. Good evening.
Thank you.
Ta-ta. There we go. That's, These things happen. There is somebody out there for everybody.
There's a lid for every pan, isn't there?
Everybody loves somebody sometimes. Thank you, Alan. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. And if you want to make his dream come true of someone playing with his willy.
While singing karaoke.
Kyle's on the line. Yes, Kyle.
Evening, you okay?
I'm all right. I'm not Kyle, really, but go on. What you got for us?
Well, I was going to say it's a great show. I feel like I'm at a tapas bar because there's so many things you've covered already.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, we never really have themes on this show anyway, but tonight I think even more so than previously, it's just going to be, do you know what, Kyle? I'm so tired, right? I'm so tired. Mm-hmm. And I found yesterday really exhausting doing the show and doing Adam's podcast before for 2 hours, and I just not really caught up on my sleep. And I'm really have had my heart broken by the monkeys the last couple of days. And I know it sounds, like a 13-year-old schoolgirl, but actually I have. And I'm thinking I'm rethinking my relationship with the thing that has been the most important thing to me for years. Kids to one side, of course. And I'm just tired. And for the first time in a long, long time, like months, first time maybe in a year. No, months and months and months, not a year. I dreaded I dreaded doing my job tonight. I didn't want to do the job tonight.
But you see, it's weird because you normally ask people and offer topics and this, that and the other. So if I may, and not being presumptive, what's happened? What's happened with the monkeys? I genuinely don't know what's happened with the monkeys.
I don't want to go into it on air.
Okay.
I don't want to go into it on air. I feel slightly vindicated because Christian Concern, the religious organisation that started a hate campaign against me when I worked at the BBC and caused the BBC to blink and then sack me, have proven themselves this evening as being a massive bunch of racist, homophobic, Islamophobic arses that I knew they were. So that has given me some form of vindication that they've finally, they've done it loads of times, that they've come out and basically admitted that they're nasty racists. So that's good. But I don't know, Kyle. I don't know. Anyway, what you got?
I was thinking of talking about Foxcatcher because I am sadly a wrestling fan, even though I know it's fake.
So have you seen the documentary?
No, I haven't, and this is the strange thing because I know of it from the film. I was reading about all the stuff while they were doing it because I read like some wrestling stuff. Yeah. And
the film is Steve Carell.
Well, this was it. Yeah, so I didn't know there was a documentary until you said it tonight. Yeah. I didn't realise that. Yeah,
well, I didn't know there was a film until someone else said it tonight. And now I've ordered the film for 99 pence, and you can watch the documentary on Netflix.
I might give that a go. There was a guy who was in the Olympics team in '96, Kurt Angle, who ended up becoming a professional wrestler. Yeah. But I think he watched the film, or he watched the premiere, and he just said it was. I think he said it was heartbreaking to watch it, and because he trained all these people.
Yeah, the documentary. Honestly, I love a good documentary. There's nothing better, and this was an absolute joy. Not joy. It was a horrible, heartbreaking story, but it was just a fascinating insight into a world I know nothing about. The world of the criminally insane and murder.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say on a lighter note, because I think on maybe one of your other shows we talked about teeth, and how I took my brother's tooth out.
Yes.
But I did used to work with somebody, picking my words carefully, I did used to work with somebody who worked with loads of women as female prisoners.
Yeah.
And apparently, that thing that Kath was saying is true.
No,
it all synchronises.
It's a myth. And it's a myth.
Don't you remember me and Kelly?
I don't want to talk about that for crying out loud.
Why? Because it proves the rule.
No, it doesn't prove the rule. It doesn't prove anything at all. It's not like, when you're walking along in a group of people, or you're walking side by side with someone, you'll be taking the same steps with the same feet. Now that's weird, and that actually happens. That's a fact.
What, like the end of the bill?
Like the end of the bill, yeah.
Yeah, like the end of the bill.
Oh, okay.
Kyle, thanks for calling. Ta-ta, let's have a quick break. Yes, Wilson.
Yeah, hello, Ian.
Hey, Wilson, how you doing, man? You all right?
Fine, how are you?
Good, thank you. Do you mind if I just quickly give out the phone number?
Yeah, go for it.
It's one of those shows, guys, where, kind of anything goes. Later on, we'll have Roger McGuinn from the Birds.
Yep.
Yes. What's your favourite bird song, Wilson?
I don't have one.
Okay. And you can call in 0844 499 1000 for the first couple hours of the show. We call you back, and pretty darn quickly as well. And I'll be honest, Wilson's the last call we've got queued up, so now's an excellent time to call. Yes, Wilson?
Well, I was listening to one of your shows. I forgot what day it was on. I couldn't phone up because I'll phone up pretty much every single Friday because I can stay up later on a Friday.
Yes.
Because it's not a school night.
Yes.
I was listening to the 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds like the Illuminati.
Oh, yeah. Now, I wonder if when my nephew's going to phone up, who's 11, I think.
Well, Ian.
Yes.
I've been working since then.
Oh.
Can you hear this? Hang on. Can you hear that?
Yes,
you hear
I can, mate. Yeah, go on.
Ian, you are Illuminati confirmed.
I am the Illuminati.
You've worked at 3 major radio stations.
Oh, jeez.
LBC, Absolute Radio, and Talk Radio, as you're at now.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't include the BBC Three Counties as a major radio station. Good losers, suckers, yeah. Although the BBC's must be...
I was looking at one of your periscopes, and the...
Yeah.
Hang on, wait, what's your favourite colour?
Blue, of course.
Oh, hang on. I was looking at one of the periscopes, and outside of Talk Radio, the bushes were green.
Yes.
So, Ian?
Yeah.
You are Illuminati confirmed.
Flippin' heck.
Yep.
Well, but now, no, I'm not. I would say that.
What?
No, I'm not. I would say that.
I know I'm not. I would say that.
No, let me leave a longer pause. No, I'm not.
No.
I would say that. Wouldn't I? I would say no, I'm not if I was.
Oh, yeah, true.
But if I wasn't, maybe I would say I am. Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you see. Well, Wilson, continue your investigation, sir, and anything you find, report back, won't you?
Oh, Ian, hang on.
Yeah?
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do something which nobody has done for a long time.
Well, hang on a second. Remind me, you're 11, aren't you?
No, I'm 10.
Okay, well, that means I'm just self-censoring. Self-censoring.
To break the Rocky record.
No.
Yes.
No.
You ready?
Go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm sorry, we lost the line there. Yes, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi, I was just ringing to see about the guy that was doing his karaoke off earlier. I can beat him on that.
You want to have sex with Alan Caddick? Is that what you've called in for, caller?
That's not particularly what I said there, is it now?
No. Well, I don't know. I like to read... I like to read between the lines. Yes. I mean, I was going quite in between those lines there. Well, what do you mean you can beat that, Sarah? What are you up to?
Well, his karaoke off, I thought was pretty rubbish. I can do it. I can beat him on the karaoke off. If we want to have a karaoke off on the radio, It's Got to Be Perfect by Fairground Attraction on, and I'll beat him on that.
Why would you want to sing that? I mean, that is one of the most annoying songs of all time, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well, okay. Is that your karaoke choice?
Well, I've got Hotel California and a few others up my sleeve, but yeah.
Wow. But if you wanna go for it, you go for Fairground Attraction.
Maybe I'm a bit dodgy now. I'm wondering now if it's the right choice.
Well, no. You said and Hotel. Thing about Hotel California is right. It goes on and on and on. It's a great song. But
it does.
But it doesn't half go on for a long... It's like about 27 minutes long or something, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah. It is very long, yeah.
What, and, do people, after you've done the karaoke, do you get people coming up to you going, hey, that was good, you should be, like, on a record label and stuff? You should have...
No.
You don't say that. What do they say?
I say, yeah, you're all right, actually, for a pub singer.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that karaoke is still going. I remember being 16. Get this, guys, being 16, and they had karaoke down I can't remember the name of the pub. It was on the Bath Road, and we used to go down there because we'd get served, right? And we would get, and this was on a Thursday, so this was a school night. We would get absolutely hammered on vodka and orange. God, jeez.
Those are the days.
On vodka and orange. And would get up and do the karaoke and stuff. I'm surprised it's still going.
I think it's one of them things that are dying. Like all the pubs are dying, and there's a lot of things that are dying lately. But I think the karaoke should be kept alive.
Let's keep. I tell you what we'll do. Why don't we keep karaoke
alive?
Alive now. You ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
Ready?
Yep.
In your own time, Sarah.
Oh, hang on, where's the words? I've got to sing it myself.
Well, yeah, it's a karaoke. It's a karaoke, you daft mare. You don't know the basic concept. Do you want to go back to the beginning?
Right, come on.
It's got to be.
Got to be. Perfect. It's got to be. Worth it, yeah. Too many people take second best, but I won't take anything less. It's got to be, yeah, perfect. That's my lot.
It's a weird phenomenon, and I don't know how it works, but there's always, you on the line will always hear the music slightly later than it actually gets played, so there's a slight delay. But it's got to be said, you're not bad for a pub singer.
Oh, cheers.
Well done, thank you. You sure you don't want to sleep with Alan Caddick?
Not tonight.
Thank you very much indeed. That cost me 79 pence, that gag. Ta-ta. For one of the worst songs of... thank you very much, Sarah. For one of the worst songs of all time, guys, surely. 0844 499 1000. I am surprised that that karaoke is still going. So if I was 16 and we used to go to the Boozer... That's, that's like 27 years ago, something like that. I don't know. You go and do the math. It's still, I know in Japan they have it, because Japan invented it. And, they love all that stuff. But, it's, the thought of going into, I remember once, me and my mate Spencer, we were, how can I phrase this? Let's say drunk. And we did one karaoke song, and it went down really, really well. It was in Edinburgh, and it went down really, really well. So then we thought, all right. Our eyes bulging all over the place. We tried to do Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys, right? But we tried to do all 5 parts at the same time, and there were 2 of us. How the hell does that work? Well, guess what, dear listener? It didn't work. It was awful. As always on these things, Limmy does a very good sketch about karaoke, like really dark, horrible sketch about karaoke, which you can find on YouTube. This is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you give us a call now, we call you back. Let's go to Andrea. Yes, Andrea.
I'd like to sing in your karaoke off.
Oh, flipping heck. This is costing me 79 pence every time. What do you want to sing? I tell you what do you want to sing, Andrea?
Big Spender.
Oh. Now, Big Spender is a very sexy... Shirley Bassey had a hit with it. It's from Sweet Charity, isn't it, Big Spender?
It is.
Yes, it's one of the good songs from Sweet Charity. Oh, my internet's playing up. Hang on a second. Let me... I tell you what, while we're waiting for that, let's listen to the one that started it all. This was Alan Caddick earlier on.
If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, go, baby, please don't go. Ooh, go, I just want you to stay. when tomorrow comes and we both regret the things we said today.
Wowzers. You think you can do better than that? Why aren't you actually down the boozer doing the proper karaoke?
Oh, I've been busy.
What have you been up to?
Oh, all sorts.
Very mysterious and non-specific.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Wait a second. Come on.
I can't hear it.
Oh, come on. You can hear it. Right, I've put it as loud.
Try again.
Right, as loud as it'll go. Right, now listen.
Okay.
And when you come in, even if it's the wrong place, just come in with gusto and confidence, all right?
Okie dokie.
Here we go. Oh, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, would you please welcome to the stage, singing Big Spender from the hit musical Sweet Charity, starring Shirley MacLaine. It's the one, it's the only, it's Andrea, boys and girls.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my...
Thank you very much indeed. I mean, God loves a trier. And, you know how that gag finishes. Thank you, Id. 0844 499 1000. Let's, that was fun and enjoyable. Let's be careful we don't tread too much into, local talent time. But then again, you know what? If people want to phone up and sing, people can phone up and sing, you know, I don't mind. As long as you don't phone up and do poetry. The one thing I cannot stand on the radio is poetry, and I've never understood it. And you know, coming from LBC, you get old women phoning up to do poetry. But coming from BBC local radio, as I have spent the last 4 years in the wilderness, you'd always get when Jimmy Savile died. Before we all discovered that, you know, it was the fella, was it Ken, who was upset that there was a brick that Jimmy Savile had laid and had signed or something in a building in the 70s, and then that building had been turned into a sex shop. And he had this campaign when Savile died to get that brick, Ken and Sandy, to get that brick removed because it was inappropriate that something that Sir Jimmy Savile had laid was part of a sex shop. Well, nothing could be more appropriate. But we get people, when Jimmy Savile died, people would phone up and say, I've written a poem about Sir Jimmy. And you go, no. And then I'd get a load of flack from people going, oh, you're so miserable. Let them read their poems. No, because I know the tune to home-written poems. They go, da-da-da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da. That's how, and I guess, home-written poetry, even like the good poems, right? The only good poem is the Philip Larkin one with the swears in. That's the only good one. And the other one, was it different poems? One about the parents, and it's the one about sexual intercourse beginning in 1963. Something, between something and Beatles' first LP. Those are the only two good poems, right? The rest of it is just... And yes, I want this show to embrace everything, but no one can embrace poetry. Imagine sitting at home, as some people do, going, where's my book of poems? I'm going to have a good read of some poems. Do we just pick a page at random and see what comes up? Oh, whenever I do this, it's always so appropriate to what's going on in my life. Rubbish. Anyway, now I've got that off my chest, I feel a whole lot better. Thank you very much. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number.
Talk Radio.
It's one of those, you know, it's the end of the week, and I think we're all feeling a bit, just a bit... So, it's going to be one of those shows, and I don't have a problem with that at all. If that's how you're feeling, it's certainly how I'm feeling. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll talk after the news.
across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
0844 499 1000. So far we've discussed a documentary called Foxcatcher. We've discussed documentaries in general, karaoke. We're looking for love for Alan Caddick, video games, and paintballing. That's the first hour of the show, man. Had none of that planned. None of that planned. The second hour, we carry on doing that. It goes where you want it to go, really. We'll have Roger McGuinn from the Birds at some point. And I keep getting people asking on Twitter and they're asking on Periscope, can I call in about this? Can I call in about that? Guys, I don't know how to make it any clearer, right? You can call in about literally anything you want. Anything you want. We can even phone in and say, what a slimy little so-and-so. I can't even remember. Samira?
Yeah?
Who was the guy that lost the London mayoral election? I can't even remember his name.
What, today?
Yeah.
It isn't official yet, but Zach.
Is it not official yet?
No.
Oh, it's not official, but it's kind of official.
Yeah, it's Zach Golf that's lost, I think.
Isn't...
We think we're to be announced at midnight.
We think it... OK, it's going to be announced at midnight. But isn't he... And also, Mr. Khan, to a lesser extent, they both seem like quite... I don't want to say slimy, because that's a really mean word, but do you know... They seem cold.
This is bizarre. I can't say anything about this.
Why can't you say anything about this?
Because you know, I work for the BBC.
Oh, is it? I didn't know it was.
It is me. Was that a test?
No, it wasn't. Well, it was a test, and well done. You've passed it. You're through to round. You're through to round 2. Okay. Well, then no one would have known you were from the BBC, and you could have kind of let your hair down a little bit, and you know.
With a name like Samira, they might not have twigged, but I work in the radio, and my voice might not be recognised.
Well, Samira,
I love your show.
Well, thank you very much. What's it like being on a proper radio station?
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I'm quite nervous.
I love your show, and I thoroughly enjoyed it the couple of times I've been on front row, which is felt very, very grown up.
You're terrific. We'll get you on again. Listen, I've got a couple of different things.
Yeah, go on.
To ask about. Okay, so the first thing, and I know this is 4 days late, but you know when you did that show on Monday about jobs with sticks, I've come up with another one.
Go on, then.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Blind seer. Right, like, you need a stick to lean on so you can dispense advice to Greek heroes, and then you also need the stick to wave away harpies.
But say that again, because the phone dropped out for a second. A blind seer?
Yeah, like Patrick Troughton and Jason and the Argonauts.
I suppose you do. I mean, that's a very niche job. But then again, the whole game started with me thinking of the Pope, which is also quite a niche job. Yes, blind seer. And by the way, Samira's right. If we talked about something 3 weeks ago, you're allowed to call in about that. You know, we're not LBC.
So, you know, it's been on my mind, and I missed the discussion, so I just wanted to share that. I thought there's no other way. And then the other thing, you know, I'm not going to do any karaoke, I can promise you. But, you know, earlier someone was singing along to Hey Big Spender.
Yes.
And it brought back this memory I'd forgotten, which is when I was at a very nice, posh, all-girls school in Wimbledon in the 1970s and 80s, there was this dance club run by Mrs. Squires, and, you know, it was very sophisticated. And the sixth formers did a routine to Hey Big Spender. And, you know, all the parents were in the audience, and they were wearing feather boas, and they were dragging chairs. And the weird thing is, it really wasn't a big deal at the time. And now I think back, oh my God, I didn't even know what a hooker was. I was 11 when I watched that.
I think they did something. I think the fifth form girls did something like that at my school, and that rings a bell. Because, and I'm sure I remember seeing lots of fifth form girls in stockings and suspenders singing that song.
You would remember that, though, wouldn't you?
Well, I would have done as a teenage boy. Definitely, it would have been etched on my memory. But as history has proven, Samira, the 70s and the 80s were wrong-uns.
Do you know? I think like one of the people who remembers the war. People ask me about my memories of the 70s and 80s, and then their jaws drop. Like, you explain the premise of 70s sitcoms to 20-somethings, and they genuinely horrified.
We did at the other place. We would. I can't remember how we got into the conversation. It may have been on the back of Savile. There's a phrase I didn't think I'd be using. It was talking about something. And we had this guy phone in who I think was a lawyer in the 80s. And he told us, you know, and he was full of shame and remorse at his behaviour. But he told us how they had a typing pool, and they're all, of course, all women. And on sort of Friday afternoon, they'd all the lawyers, the male lawyers, would get a little bit drunk, and they'd invite, you know, some of the typing pool in, and they would, you know, oh, could you bend over and pick that pen up? And then they'd be slapping bums and stuff like that. And he was saying, oh, this was kind of common practice in the industry to do stuff like that. And we're all sat there agog, you know, thinking, but actually the 70s and the 80s, they were quite grim. At the time, we didn't realise it because, we were kids and stuff and we knew no better. But looking back, they were grim.
And it wasn't even just that kind of behaviour. You know, even highbrow stuff. You know Tom Stoppard, the playwright?
Yes.
He wrote all these kind of sophisticated plays. And there was a play he wrote called Dirty Linen.
Yeah.
And it was about a parliamentary committee investigating pornography or something.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was, it was about the hypocrisy and the sort of embarrassment. And the big running joke was that all these male MPs are sitting having their discussion. And the secretary, who's kind of coming into the typing, every time she walks off and comes back on, she's got one less item of clothing on. And so she ends up in her underwear and stockings. And this is Tom Stoppard. I think that's early 70s.
Yes, well, it's. I'm trying to play my.
That stage.
There we go. That's exactly what it was. The whole decade was. Well, you know. But the thing is, as well. Okay, I've seen some footage of the 90s recently, and I remember seeing the 80s a few years ago. Seeing the 80s, and it was a lot smokier than I remembered it. And the news footage looked like the 70s. Well, now the news footage from the 90s looks like the 80s. Do you know what I mean? It looks a lot older than
years ago, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, I also realised I missed some of this stuff. So I left university in 1989.
Yeah.
Right. And I did a year's journalism training, then I went straight to the BBC. And basically, I never went raving.
You surprised me, Samira. I would have thought otherwise, yes.
A wild one. So I kind of have people tell me their stories. And the weird thing is now, at Front Row, you interview artists who were big stars then. And it's really interesting how many of them say, actually, I never really went raving because they were too busy making the music that people were dancing to at raves.
Yeah. I did go to a couple of, well, I guess they were raves, but like kind of in the mid-90s when it was slightly different from the 80s. And I have never felt lonelier in a room full of 1,000 people. You know, it was a horrible, you know, everyone kind of gurning and eyes popping out. Oh, God, and this awful music.
That's a pop set of lyrics there, right there, isn't it?
There we go, it is, isn't it? Samira, it's so nice to talk to you.
And you, listen, I love listening to it. Good luck with it.
It's all downhill from here, Samira, but thank you very much. Take care. Ta-ta. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Gatford.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Gatford. That's right. That was, and I don't want to get in trouble. That was Samira Ahmed from BBC Radio 4. So,
lovely.
You just got to up your game a little bit because that was class personified, and that was my audition piece for the Radio.
Shall
4.
I talk in a posher voice?
No, now you sound like a German pervert.
It does, doesn't it? It sounds a bit like that bloke used to drive a tank on a low.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Who was the fella that, Fritzl, was that his name, Fritzl?
Joe, what, the one that kept all the people in his basement, Joseph Fritzl?
Yeah, Fritzl.
There's a good documentary out there about that.
Well, is there? I was just thinking, right, one of the most horrific stories in the world, do you know what? I bet it happens a lot more than we think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if there is a documentary about, who would... so there's a documentary to one side. So, okay, now watch this documentary of Foxcatcher. Steve Carell played the Foxcatcher. Who would play Fritzl? Who'd be a good Fritzl?
If he was alive, Jeremy Beadle.
No, because you'd expect him to pull off his beard and bring out a big microphone. No.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
This is a serious question.
No, I don't
know.
Tennant?
No, I tell you, it'd be good. No, I tell you, it'd be good. I don't even like him, and this is why he'd be so good. Cumberbatch.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy, isn't he?
Cumberbatch. Or who's the fella that was in the he's all the rage at the moment, the new Bond?
Oh, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, and I don't know what he looks like, but I heard him
tall and thin.
Okay. Oh, he'd be a perfect Fritzl, wouldn't he? I've come to lock the door. Come to lock the door. Did the mum...
No, you can't go out today. That's a bit too much for camera.
That's Dracula. Did the mum know about the girl being in the basement?
I don't know. I don't know the full details of the story. All I remember was there's news coverage around the fact that the daughters hadn't seen daylight for 20 odd years or something. Well, but yeah, that'd be a good one. There is, if you like your political documentaries, can I recommend Mitt on Netflix? It's about Mitt Romney, and he is a bit of a weirdo as well. It's all about the lead up, and he takes advice from his sons.
Here's the thing, right? Do you remember about... That was Samira Ahmed on the show. That is proper posh. Yeah, exactly. That is posh. And I didn't know it was her when I asked her to say that Zach Goldsmith was a slimy little SH1T. But he is, isn't he, Zach Goldsmith? He's a slimy so-and-so. Right, he's like... Zach Goldsmith is like 100% slimy, right? But then the other gentleman, the man who's probably in there, whose name I can't remember...
Sadiq Khan.
He's like 85% slimy. So he's 15% less slimy.
The lesser of two slimes, really.
He's the lesser of two slimes.
There was a lovely...
I didn't know it was her when I
heard it on the news, and then I saw it tonight on telly. There's a lovely clip of when Zach Goldsmith says he loves Bollywood, and then the interviewer says, "Oh, so who's your favourite Bollywood star? What's your favourite film?" And he goes, "Well, they're all great, aren't they?"
Who said that? Zach Goldsmith?
Zach Goldsmith. And it's wonderfully cringeworthy, because he's clearly just said something and then thought, oh dear, I don't know a single... I've been told to say that. And
Here you go, Gatford. I love Bollywood.
Right. Who's your favourite star?
Shashi Kapoor.
Well done.
Yeah. Oh, ask me what my favourite film is.
Go on, what's your favourite film?
Classic. It's oldie but a goodie. Nasib. Mid-70s. Beautiful.
Is there singing in it?
Yeah, of course there is.
Of course there is.
Of course there is. So I could be I'm better.
You could have gone for London Mayor.
Well, I couldn't, because I am a racist. I'm a massive
racist. Yeah, it hasn't stopped
but so we've got on the scale of slimes. Zach Goldsmith is 100. Sadiq Khan is 85% slime.
Are we just doing London mayoral candidates? or are we including anybody in this list?
Well, it's starting off as London mayoral candidates. Now we can expand it, 0844 499 1000, to include anybody on the Slimometer.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions, or you just...
I'm just cogitating.
Okay, so far, tonight's phone-ins are, do you want to play with Alan Caddick's Willie?
No.
Who would be a good Fritzl? Who would you put on the Slimometer? And, I just had another one then.
Poetry?
No,
But can I just tell you about your poetry thing? You know, when people used to ring up and say things about Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
I was in church when the day after Michael Jackson died, and somebody did a prayer about him, and I felt very awkward.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
And I've got to be careful, because you can't libel the dead. But then the estate of Michael Jackson, the estate of Michael Jackson is very litigious. So I've got to be.
Okay, well,
I once got the sack from the BBC. Anyway, so there's another reason I got the sack. Has it ever been? Has Michael Jackson ever been proved guilty of fiddling around with the kids in a court of law? Has
no,
he?
no, no.
Phrase it that way.
No, but he did pay people off. Or his estate paid people off for things not to go to trial.
Geordie Chandler, like $20 million.
That's
dollars.
Right.
But then Gatford,
that
right?
means nothing.
No, exactly, Gatford, right? Someone accuses you of being a paedophile, right? And you had the money to make that go away. You would pay that to make that go away.
That
I
wasn't
would.
why I felt awkward. It was. Let's say that's 30% of why I was feeling awkward.
Yeah.
The other 70% was. Wouldn't it have been better to pray for him when he was alive?
Well,
it felt weird.
Hang on, I'm just writing down the topics. Oh, I'm late for a break. Hang on a second. I got the Caddick and Fritzl. There was another thing. We were talking about something, and I went off. It doesn't matter. Gatford, did we finish, Gatford?
Yeah,
yes, we did. Oh, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. Pete's on the line. Yes, Pete.
Good evening, Ian.
Hello, Pete.
Firstly, I've got an old Michael Jackson joke that you've just brought back into my mind.
Well,
I don't know if it's appropriate for air, but it's involving Israel and Jordan.
But then, do you know what?
So it's best not.
Probably best not.
And also poetry, I agree with you, but who's the guy with the glasses? John Hegarty?
John Hegley, yes, John Hegley, yes.
John Hegley and Cooper Clarke, they're okay.
Cooper Clarke, I saw a really good documentary about him.
I don't know much about him, though.
No, I don't... The documentary was really good. He used to live with Nico from the Velvet Underground on a council estate in Manchester.
That's quite mental.
Yeah, it is quite mental. I think he was a bit of a heroin head for a little bit as well.
Yes.
But the documentary was good, but I don't like the poem. I always remember him as the guy from the Sugar Puffs advert.
Ah, okay. Because I've only got into, only heard him recently I saw him on Would I Lie to You or something. I had no idea who he was, so I had a quick look. But no, you're right, poetry doesn't have any place on radio.
It doesn't have any place in radio. Would I Lie to You? Those panel shows, I don't watch television now, apart from documentaries on Netflix.
You must have been on some.
Yeah, I have, and it was awful. I did, years and years ago, They Think It's All Over twice. And it was the most... I mean, it paid well. It paid like a couple of grand or something. But it was the most horrendous, horrific, bullying boys club I've ever been in. And I was humiliated both times. It was awful.
Changing room banter. And Lee Hurst, I always thought it really wasn't his thing.
No, it was after... It was, I did it after Lee Hurst. I remember I was on with... who's that horrible actor? He's not an actor, he makes crap films. Vinnie Jones.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's hellish. And I've done a couple more since then, but I can't... I did 8 out of 10 Cats twice as well, that was awful.
It pays the bills?
It pays the bills, 8 out of 10 cats, right? I did it as a favour to a mate. I did it twice, right? The second time I was booked. The first time, my friend Dom was producing it, and it was on the day of the 7/7 bombs, right? And I was at my mum's in Slough, and my friend Dom phoned up and said, look, because of the bombs, we've had 2 guests pull out. I think it was Richard Madeley and Jonathan Ross. Could you come in and help out? We'll make it as easy as we can for you. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon, right? And they were going to record at 7. And I went, yeah, okay, I tell you what, I'll do it. I'll come in. So I went in. I missed the dress rehearsal. They all have a rehearsal, right? I missed the bit of the day where they hand out the jokes. It's all scripted.
Oh, yeah, prepare their gags.
So they gave me a few gags, and I sat down. It was weird, because normally these things are filmed in front of an audience. But because of the bombs had gone off that morning,
of course, yeah.
The BBC was a target, they thought. So there was no audience allowed. So it was an empty studio filming this show. And I said something that upset... I was on Sean Locke's team, and I said something that upset Sean Locke, right?
Ooh.
And I love Sean Locke. I think he's brilliant. So I was mortified. And I said something that upset him. And he was furious and wouldn't... When it was my... You kind of get your turn to do your bit.
Yeah.
And I was about to do my bit. And he went, yeah, go on, Ian. Go on. Well, anyway, I think... Yeah, go on, Ian. Go on. Let's hear it. I said, right. Yeah, well, I think... Yeah, go on, Ian. This will be funny. I'm looking forward to this. Come on, then. Let's hear it. What you got? And I was humiliated. And I went...
I thought he was cool.
Yeah, and I went, no, I'm all right. He said, no, go on. I said, do you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I didn't say anything for the rest of the show. It was so awkward that afterwards, I went home and Jimmy Carr phoned me up to apologise.
Ooh.
To apologise to me for...
What, for not paying tax?
No, no, do you know what? Jimmy has always been so kind to me. I've got, despite what everyone says, I've got a real soft spot for Jimmy Carr because he's been so kind to me in the past. I haven't spoken to him for 10 years. But, yeah, and I was devastated because I was a big fan of Sean Locke and he humiliated me. Maybe he was having a tough day. We were all having a tough day. It was 7/7 for crying out loud. So I don't do panel shows, and I probably won't ever do them again because I flip.
Man, you don't need to. You've got your own little clan here.
Yeah.
And also Periscope.
Yeah.
Hello, Periscopers.
Hello, Periscopers.
And it fluctuates, and like we do have quiet nights, but some nights it suddenly goes mental, and there'll be 200 or 300 in there.
I've noticed that it's dropped off a lot. The first couple of weeks, I get like 3,000 views throughout the night, and last night I think we had something like 900 or something. So it's dropped off quite considerably.
It's the warm weather.
It's the warm weather. But Pete, can I interrupt for 1 second? Because I just want to check something with Id. Id, can you ask Catherine, please, how long the Roger McGuinn interview is? Because I don't know if we're going to play it at 5:30 or what we might do. So, thank you. Pete, what did you call... Have we got to the point of what you called him? Go on, let's get to the point. I owe you that,
mentioned, talking about shit you mentioned 4 weeks ago, Space Cadets with Johnny Vaughan.
Oh, yeah, I love that show, yes.
I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. It was 10 episodes of absolute hilarity, and I loved it.
Did you find it? Is it on YouTube or something?
Yeah, all of it's on YouTube, and I recommend everyone see it. If you like hoodwinks, Stanford Prison Project type stuff, how these people, and I wonder, how far could you go? I mean, if someone flies you around for 5 hours, really... You don't know you're landing in Suffolk.
But also, if I remember it correctly, they had picked people that would fail the intelligence test for Big Brother, hadn't they?
They deliberately picked people with no love of science fiction of space, people that were easily gullible, people that had already applied for things like Big Brother or other type reality programmes, and gullible was written on the ceiling and they looked up. But if someone changes the plugs and puts Russian electricity points in the flat, and you've got Russian newspapers and there's a staffer speaking Russian, there would be a point.
I had a friend, excuse me, he was a drug dealer, right? This is years and years ago. He came up with the best idea ever for a reality TV show that possibly could have got made in the late 90s, could never get made now, right? It's actually brilliant. Do you know what Channel 5 could make it? It's called Hostage. Right? And what it is, it's a load of people on an aeroplane, right? Or it's called Hostage or Hijack or something like that. The plane gets hijacked by terrorists, right? So it's an ongoing hostage situation, right? But they don't know that it's obviously it's on TV and we're all watching it. And that each hour or each night, one of the passengers on the plane gets taken out and executed, right? Except they don't. Except we're at home voting who we want to vote off the plane, right?
Ouch.
And so supposing, Pete, you get voted off to go off, to go off the plane. What happens is that the hijacker would grab, right, we're going to kill you, we're going to take you out. And he'd take you out the plane, there'd be a gunshot, but you'd go out the plane and there'd be a studio audience there. And loads of cameras.
The reveal.
You up for it, Pete? You in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Good lad. All right. Thanks for calling.
Have a good
Ta-ta.
one.
Cheers. See you later. Yes, Sam.
Hello, you alright?
I'm all right, Sam. What you got for us?
I want to talk about the Beatles.
Yeah, go on. They're good, they are. I like them.
Yeah, they are, yeah. I've recently got into the anthology, because it's on Spotify.
Yes.
And it's kind of mind-blowing, really, because it's like hearing the Beatles, but not like before they...
I don't like the anthology series. I like the anthology television show a lot. And in fact, I had a director's cut of it. I don't like the anthology CDs quite so much.
Right. Okay, I've never actually heard of the TV show. Is that like on somewhere?
Mate, you've got to go and watch the TV show.
Where is it? Somewhere.
You got to buy it. I know what. You know, TV, sometimes you got to pay for it. It's worth investing a couple of quid.
Right, okay. But no, I just want to ask quickly, is there anything that you, any other like anthologies that you recommend from other bands?
Well, I don't know what you mean by anthologies.
Well, like kind of, I don't know, uncut songs or whatever the term is.
Here's what you need to... Right, yes, I can, Sam. Right, go and watch the Beach Boys Anthology TV series. And also, go and purchase, download the Beach Boys Made in California box set. That's what you want. The Beach Boys Made in California. That's a whole host of alternate takes. Now, Oscar is suggesting on the text, 87222, start your text talk, 25 pence plus your network rate. Nigel Farage would be a good Fritzl. He would, wouldn't he? He's got... Because Fritzl was, if I remember correctly... God, blimey, what a weird conversation to be having. Was quite a slim man. He was quite a slim man, I seem to remember. Hey, here's an idea. Instead of having a pop at me on Periscope, why don't you phone up and do it, you cheeses? I didn't like that hostage thing. Right, it's not a real TV programme. A bloke told me it 20 years ago. Phone up and say you didn't like it, or jog on. Do you know what I mean? Flipping heck. I'm not saying they should definitely make it. I'm not using this as a pitch meeting so that there might be some young coked up TV execs going, yeah, this sounds like a brilliant idea. For crying out loud. Deary, deary me. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to call, I suggest calling now, because we're going to play the interview from Roger McGuinn of The Birds in a little bit. And then we'll see what happens. So what have we talked about this evening? It's been... Yes, coked up TV executives or Frank Spencer. They're very similar. So far, we're compiling the Slimometer. Right at the top, at 100%, it's Zach Goldsmith. I mean, jeez. I mean, he looks like one of the Autons from that John Pertwee Doctor Who series. There's a reference for some hardcore geeks. Hope you enjoyed. 85, we've got Sadiq Khan. They were both awful candidates, weren't they? Really, really. I liked the women's equality lady, but I would say that because I'm a lefty and a racist. I mean, Galloway, I think, is an excellent radio host. But, you know, in terms of politics, I don't know. But he's an excellent radio host. And we can talk about this now, weren't there? There were a couple of there was a prince. There was a prince on there. Can you have a little Google, Kath, and find out he was an independent. There was a legalize the weed guy, and there was an independent candidate called Prince. I don't know what his name was. 0844 499. Just tell me when I need to take the break, Ed. That's all I need to know. Prince somebody, and I can't think what his name was. Let me Google it. Prince London mayoral candidate. I'm sure there was, because they had to read out all of the names at one point, didn't they? And every time they mention it on LBC, they have to read out the all of the names. There we go, Prince Zielinski. He was a Polish prince. Prince John Zielinski. He's got a blooming... Why did this guy not get in? He's carrying a dagger in the picture I've got. It's not unusual for the police to feature in interviews with mayoral candidates. The mayor, after all, oversees Scotland Yard. But it's less common for officers to actually pitch up in person and want to question the hopefuls themselves. I don't know. Anyway. Imagine the furore. I mean, well, there's some furore already that we've got a Muslim mayor of London. But imagine the furore if it had been a Polish mayor. Dear goodness gracious me, wouldn't some people have got their knickers in a twistington, huh? We're also asking, talking about documentaries, can we find someone that wants to play with Alan Caddick's Willie? And who would play, would be a good Joseph Fritzl? And that's not me being flippant about... Well, I suppose it is me being flippant about the Fritzl thing, but it's a genuine question. You've taken the time off the screen that I need to see, guys, sorry. So I can't see what the time is. What time is the break? Guys. Thank you very much indeed. There we go. So it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. And we'll have a little look through the papers and stuff after midnight. I don't know what we'll do. We'll do whatever comes up. Let's have a bit of this, shall we? So anyway, we're going to take a break now. Don't call in for the next 20 minutes or so, because we're going to play a little thing. The premise of this show is that we sit around and we talk bullshine, basically, and it should be fun. You know, fun. Remember fun, guys? And we get guests on from time to time, and we only get guests on that I'm really into or I'm really interested in but don't know quite a bit about. So we don't get the, hey, have you got such and such is promoting a new book. I don't know who they are. I'm not interested. You know, such and such has got this new film out. Would you like to... No, not really. So we only get cool people on that we like, and we've had John Sebastian from The Loving Spoonful, Andy Partridge from XTC, Dennis from Dr. Hook, all of these cool people, right? And we're trying to track down some more cool people. We're going to get Danny Baker and Charlie Brooker and hopefully some members of Slade. Well, the other week, we finally got to speak to Roger McGuinn, he's only the lead singer and main man from the legendary The Byrds. Things going. What are you up to at the moment, Roger?
Well, I've just finished the 20th anniversary edition of the Folk Den Project. It's another 4 CD set with 100 songs. And I don't know if you're aware of what the Folk Den is.
For those, I am, but for those who don't know, tell us what it is.
Okay, well, back in 1995, I was listening to a Smithsonian Folkways album of traditional music, and it dawned on me that the new folk singers were all singer-songwriters. They weren't doing the old child ballads and the sea shanties and the wonderful old folk songs. So I thought I'd do something about it. I'm a techie, so I knew how to record on a computer and put things up on the internet for free downloads. And I started doing that in November of 1995, and I haven't missed a month since then. I've got over 240 free MP3s up on my website, McGuinn.com. And to commemorate the 10th anniversary of it in 2005, we released a 4 CD set of new recordings. They were not the MP3s, they're completely multi-track, dubbed down to CD quality. And then for the 20th anniversary, That's 2015. We did it again. So there are 2 4 CD sets out there now.
What I'm finding amazing talking to you, Roger, is we've had John Sebastian on the show and Graham Nash and kind of people from your era, your peers. You're very technically minded. And a lot of the singers that started in the 60s and 70s haven't quite grasped new technology. Do you find it easy?
Yeah, I always have. I got my first computer back in the 80s, and I've been, I was online before the Internet. And when the Internet came out, I knew how to work it, and that's how I got the folk band together.
Yeah.
So I've just always loved technology.
And it's a great way. You're embracing it to get your music out there.
Yeah, it's a way of distributing the music worldwide with minimal muss and fuss, and it's free, so it's good free stuff on the Internet.
Is it fair? There's lots of arguments at the moment about services like Spotify, and I can't remember the one that those pop stars started, Tidal. The kind of the company that owns it gets the money, and the artists, will get a few cents or something. Is it fair?
Yeah. No, but it's like radio. Radio was never fair either. You get a penny or two. So, I think you get more from BMI and ASCAP than you do from Spotify. But there's also some sort of legal loophole where anything written before 1972 is free. So they don't have to pay any royalties on it. And that's not fair.
And I think that Howard Kalin from the Turtles is kind of championing the argument against that, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he filed a lawsuit.
So the folk the 20th anniversary edition, that can be bought from your website as a proper. Cause I do like, I'm 42. I like records and I like CDs. I like to hold the thing that I'm buying.
A physical product.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have it. We don't quite have it on the website yet. At this point, we just got the copies printed and we're selling them at venues, but we'll have it up there in a month or so.
And you're still playing. You're still touring a lot.
Yes, I am. Quite a bit, as a matter of fact.
And it's have I got this right, Roger? It's just you. You kind of do you kind of sit down and you play the songs and tell the stories.
Well, it's more. I tell the stories. It's more of a one-man show. Like a one-man play, like the single actors do the play. So it's basically my autobiography on stage, and I just tell people how it all happened.
How did it all happen? Because the Byrds are brilliant, but they're kind of, they stick out a bit like a sore thumb as being unlike any other band from that era. I mean, a couple of years down the line, there were bands copying you, but at the time, you were unique.
Yeah, well, what happened was the folk movement was taking, it was going downhill. And the Beatles came out, and they were doing folk music chord changes because they'd been the Quarrymen. Skiffle band.
Yeah.
So they were playing all these folky kind of melodies, and I picked up on it and said, hey, I can combine the beat of the Beatles with the sensibility of Bob Dylan and have something.
And it worked, didn't it? I don't know if you like the term folk rock. These kind of labels are always a little bit simpler than they are, but you created a new genre.
Yeah, I think folk rock is fair enough. We didn't want to get locked in that box, which is why we experimented with John Coltrane, and then they called that psychedelic.
Yeah, man. And you guys kind of, it's pretty fair to say, invented country rock as well.
Well, I would give the credit to Ringo Starr. He did Act Naturally. But,
on the Help album, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So he gave me the idea of using a country beat in a rock band, and then of course Chris Hillman came from a bluegrass background, so he did Satisfied Mind on the second Birds album, way before Graham Parsons came along. But Graham was sort of an evangelist for country music. He really got us fired up about it. So, and nobody liked the Sweetheart Rodeo when it came out. It took about 30 years for anybody to appreciate it.
That's the weird thing. It's my favourite Byrds album, and it's it kind of got trashed at the time, didn't it?
A lot of people say that now, that they appreciate it, but at the time it was not what one would expect from a rock band.
What was Graham Parsons like?
He was a nice kid. I always liked him. He was like a country boy. We drank beer and rode motorcycles and played pool and played guitars and banjos and hung around. And yeah, we had a good time together. I really liked him. But then he had to go and leave the Byrds, and so it left us in sort of an awkward position. But I was friends with him after that, and we got along very well.
You've been the constant in the Byrds, and you have had, with David Crosby, people have kind of shone very brightly for a few albums with the Byrds and then left. Were you always going to carry on? It must have been hard, when Crosby left, when Parsons left, to go, okay, we're going to find someone else and we're going to carry on.
Well, it was a going brand, and I was reluctant to dump it because we were making money at it. So I finally did once we did that reunion album with the original Byrds, and that didn't do as well as we'd expected. So I thought, well, here's a chance to do my solo thing.
I have to admit, I was on Twitter a while ago, and I got involved in I suddenly got sandwiched. I can't remember how it started. In the most beautiful conversation between you and David Crosby, where I think you sent a picture to David saying, do you recognise this building? And he went, oh yeah, we took acid on the roof of that building. And then it was so joyous. I was in that conversation, and you two were reminiscing about taking LSD on some building on the Strip.
Yeah, it was Will Wright's ice cream parlor on the Strip. And I remember very vividly, David didn't smoke cigarettes. He smoked other things, but he didn't smoke cigarettes, and I did at that time. And I lit up a cigarette, and he said, that's really poison. And I could just feel, I held the cigarette in my hand, and I could feel the poison going up my arm and killing me.
Yeah.
So it was very influential.
Do you speak to David Crosby on the phone at all? I find it so odd that two legends, two rock legends who started together and then kind of forged their own careers, that you have little chats on Twitter. Do you ever phone him up and talk?
Yeah, I talked to him. It's not necessary, really, to talk on the phone, but I did talk to him a few months ago. We had some business that I didn't want to put on Twitter. Yeah. So.
And I suppose I've got to ask the question. I hate asking it because I know what the answer's going to be, Roger. But is there ever a chance of you and David Crosby doing a gig together or a song together?
Well, I won't say I wouldn't do that, but I mean, because we have done that. I played with him we did it for Fred Wallace, and we did it when he was at the Beacon Theater some years ago. So yeah, it's possible, but getting the Byrds together is not.
Well, yes, I mean, yes, that would be. Gene Clark, of course, was another. The thing about the Byrds is that there were so many different talents in there. You all had your own skills, and you were all very different personalities. And Gene Clark, what was he like to work with?
He was a country boy too, and kind of brooding. He was extremely handsome, and all the girls liked him. And then he wrote some pretty good songs, and that he was a big asset to the Byrds originally.
Tell me about this. Now, is this the DVD, Stories, Songs and Friends?
Yes.
What's that?
It started out. Well, my mother was turning 102, and I was doing a concert where she lived in Tucson.
102? Wow.
Yeah, at the Tucson Fox Theater, and she was in bed, so she couldn't make the concert, but I recorded it for her to hear. And then we listened to it and said, hey, this is pretty good, let's put it out. And then we put a DVD in the package, too, with a lot of my friends kind of talking about their impressions of the Byrds. Well, she lived to be 102 in 2 days, so it was very timely.
That's good genes, man. You've got good genes in you. That were good. Well done, her.
Yeah.
And you've also worked with. I'm a huge Beach Boys fan. I subscribe to the thought of that Brian Wilson is God. You've worked with the Beach Boys as well, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Very, very privileged to work with the Beach Boys. My connection was Bruce Johnson and Terry Melcher. That Bruce and Terry used to have a band called the Ripcords.
Yeah.
And then Bruce became a full-time Beach Boy. And they just invited me to go out and tour with them, and the Byrds and the Beach Boys would play together. And I was on a Beach Boys album back in around 1990, I think, 1989, 1990. And this is where I got my first taste of computer recording because Terry Melcher had a beta copy of Pro Tools before anybody knew what this was.
Wow.
And I went to his house in Carmel, California, and I expected we were going to go down to the studio any minute. And instead, we walked into another room where his engineer had Pro Tools set up, and we recorded the whole album on Pro Tools.
And is that how you do it now? Because it's such a different industry now that anybody can just open up their Mac or their laptop, and you've got a recording studio there. Is that how you record now?
Yes, it is. I have a MacBook Pro and Pro Tools, and it's as good as any studio quality you can get. It's got 96 tracks.
Wow.
I mean, it's incredible, and the plugins are wonderful. You can get all these different EQs and effects and things, so it's really great.
And you know your way around it. You do it all yourself.
Yeah. I'm an engineer. Right.
Do you play any games online?
No, not really. No, I'm not really into gaming. I do have Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is more of I regard that more of as like an instructional tool than a game.
Yeah, I was trying to picture you running around playing Call of Duty or Halo or something, and I guess that's not. A couple more things. One of the themes.
I'm not a big.
Go on.
I was going to say, I'm not a big fan of the single-person shooter games. I think they're kind of destructive.
Yeah, oh no, they're grim. They're pretty grim, and there's a big kind of thing going on over here about parents letting their kids play them, and it's you're going around blowing things up. It doesn't seem particularly healthy. One of the common.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say one of the common threads that we've noticed on this show from a significant number of the guests is Cass Elliot. Mama Cass, and I just wondered if you had any stories about Cass.
Well, I remember her very well. I remember her from Greenwich Village, and I guess she was in the Big Three at that time.
Yeah,
and then she moved out to L.A. and she was kind of a social hub where people would hang out at her house, and it was kind of a Laurel Canyon social hub. So I always loved her. She was a wonderful woman and a great singer. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a voice that woman had. It's such a sad story, I mean, I always think her last few albums that sold, Zip, were just fantastic. When she got away from John Phillips and that kind of, I mean, they were great albums as well. When are you coming back to the UK, Roger?
Well, I was just there in 2015, I think, or 2014. I don't know. We were in Europe for 3.5 months, and I don't have any plans to come immediately, but I just toured Japan and all the Hawaiian Islands, and we got a lot of dates set up in the U.S. What happens is I have an agent in the U.K. And also one in the States, and when I was over in Europe for 3.5 months, the agent in the States felt kind of slighted, and so we have to do some dates here to kind of make up for it.
And do you still love it? Because I'd imagine that you're in a position where you don't need to do this anymore.
Technically, I don't. No, I mean, it's nice to have the income, but I get Social Security and all these things, and we have some savings, so I'm fine.
Good.
But I do love playing. I enjoy the work tremendously, and I love the traveling. I love every aspect of it. My wife and I go on the road together. It's like a honeymoon, and she does everything off stage, like she's the lighting director and the sound director and all that, and I do the stuff on stage. And I have 4 instruments usually. Well, when I come to the UK, I only have 2 because of transportation.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get them there. And I don't like to fly with musical instruments because I was on the Concorde back in the day when it was running, and Air France broke one of my nice acoustic 12-string Martins.
Oh no! What happens when that happens? Do they go out and buy you another one, or do they just go, "I'm sorry, sir"?
No. When you buy a plane ticket, you sign a waiver on the back of the ticket. It's automatic, and you get like $300 or something.
Well, that's terrible. And it must get
multi-$1,000 guitar.
You just said the loveliest thing I think I've heard. I go out with my wife. We do these dates, and it's like every night's like a honeymoon. That must be fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's great, and we get along fine. We love traveling together and seeing new places, and we got favorite places to go.
Did you ever think that there are so many people right now? Again, Graham Nash's got a brand new album out that is brilliant. The Monkees have got a new single out of all bands. You know, you've got the Folk Den 20th anniversary and the tours and the shows and all of these things. Did you know 18, 19-year-old Jim McGuinn, Roger McGuinn, as you became? Did you ever think you'd be doing this? You know, in the 21st century?
I never thought 3 weeks ahead, much less 50 years ahead. And as far as putting out like a pop album at this point, I don't know if there's a big market for me doing that. So I'm happy just keeping the old folk songs alive.
Yeah. Give us the website again, Roger, if people want to go and have a listen.
It's mcguinn.com and click on the Folk Den button. It's the thing right down below my picture.
Brilliant, Roger. Honest, it's such a thrill to talk to you, man. You've contributed to the soundtrack to my life. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Next time we're in the UK, Roger, I'll come and say hello. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk Radio.
OK, we're going to have the news, and then we're going to take your calls straight to air. Don't call just yet, but store this number, 0844 499 1000. This is Iain Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio, straight to air after this.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Mama put the popcorn kernels in the pot. She turned up the heat, now the pot is getting hot. And when those popcorn kernels start to pop, 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 pop.
So, we'll take your call straight to air, shall we? If you're watching on Periscope. Oh, you got to... no, nearly went into a Monkey's bootleg then. What is this? There we go. If you're watching on Periscope, you would have got me to have joined in, see me joining in with that. So, call straight to air for the last hour of the show, 0844 499 1000. A couple of things. 7 pence a minute, plus access charge, significantly more from some mobile networks. Bear that in mind. If you're you can phone in and do anything. Carry on talking about what we've talked about Fritzl, about the Slimeometer, Alan Caddick, documentaries, anything like that. Or you can phone up and you can make fart noises, you can sing a song, you can play a bit of audio down the phone. Do whatever you want to do. Someone's watching us in the toilet of a bar in Brighton. That's weird. Yes. So, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. You call up, you come straight to air, you don't have to give your real name, do whatever you want to do. I don't really mind, to be honest. I'll just sit here and look at the papers. Now, there's a strange story here. I have used... have I used Gumtree? Yeah, I think I got rid of a couple of rabbit hutches on Gumtree. Or was it FreeCycle? I've definitely used FreeCycle. I told you about when I was on FreeCycle years ago, and I lived in North London, and I wanted to get rid of... Here's a strange mix of things, don't ask me why. A portable television, but one of those portable TVs that had a massive back and weighed a ton. And a commode. I know, don't ask why. Someone got in touch and said, yeah, I'd like... and I listed them separately, and someone got in touch and said, yeah, I'll have both of those, please. It's like, yeah, fine, okay, what do you want to pick? She said, I'll turn up tonight about 8 o'clock and I'll collect them. I was like, beautiful, you come and collect these, that'll be awesome. And she turned up. Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
Evening.
Is what?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I was just ringing about something you mentioned first off at the beginning of the show about I've still got my baby milk teeth, and I'm 35, and my dad's still got his, and he's 65.
Flipping heck! So your teeth didn't fall out?
I've got my milk teeth, and my adult ones had to be removed because they were growing the wrong way, and my baby ones have stayed there, but my dad's still got the adult ones in his gums.
Oh,
and he's still got his baby milk teeth there.
So
he's
why...
65, and they're still going strong.
Why didn't you... I thought that milk teeth were more fragile than the proper teeth.
Yeah, but with because I had to have the adult ones removed from the gums, they weren't there to push the baby ones through.
How?
I don't know why with my dad's his stayed in.
How did they take the adult teeth out of your gums?
They put underneath in the roof of my mouth and peeled back the roof of my mouth and removed them. It was pretty grim.
Sweet Lord Jesus, that sounds hideous.
It was, and I hate teeth as well. I've got a real, considering I've worked in operating theatres, handling bits of lung and all sorts, the sort of teeth just makes me cringe.
So how many teeth did they take out?
Just the two adult teeth, but then later I only had one wisdom tooth, and I've had that removed as well.
Okay, wow. And your dad's teeth, your dad's teeth, would it be fair to say your dad's teeth are haunted?
They could be haunted, I don't know. I mean, he did get two of the teeth knocked out by a cricket ball when he was younger, and he's got those on a plate, but he's still got those two baby teeth, and who knows what the adult ones are doing.
That's quite simply one of the most horrific stories I've heard today. Thank you very much for calling, caller.
You're very welcome.
Ta-ta. That was flipping. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
You're my honey bun, sugar plum, plummy yummy yumpkin. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake, gumdrop, snookums. You're the apple of my eye.
Haven't heard that for 6-7 years, and it's just as creepy as I remember it. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You're talking about satisfying medical procedures.
We were the other day, yes.
Tip that on its head a bit and tell you about an unnecessary medical procedure.
Oh, of course you can. And what a great phone-in topic you've come up with, sir. Yes. What is your name?
Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. Oh, hello, Jamie. Go on, yeah. Tell us about that.
I was about 14 years old, and I was at school, and I didn't really like school.
Yeah.
And we were doing biology now, talking about appendix and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the next day, I woke up with a sudden mystery appendix pain. And my mum sent me to the doctors.
Yeah.
And the doctor sent me to the hospital because I was groaning when they prodded all the right places.
Yeah.
The hospital put me in a gown. The doctor rolled me over and put his finger... and
he put his finger up your bum?
Yeah.
I don't think they need to do that for appendix, do they?
Yeah, you're not the first person to say this.
I don't think...
Stick a pencil out there.
I don't think they need to do that for your appendix at all. It's not connected. Your bum is not connected to your appendix.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that.
Oh, well. Still lucky you, huh?
Yeah. Bonus.
Got one for free.
Yeah, it's an experience. So they took me up to the ward, and I had my appendix out.
Yeah.
I didn't have an appendicitis. I just wanted the day off school.
So you'd had the appendicitis lesson, and you thought, right,
Yep.
How old were you, Jamie?
About 13, 14 years old.
Beautiful. Well, in many ways, the inappropriate finger up the bum is some kind of karma. And you faked. Is that what you said? And you faked appendicitis.
Yeah, and every step it went along, the more serious it got, so the harder it was for me to confess.
Yeah.
And then my teachers visited me in the hospital, and they brought me Lucasade and chocolate. And,
yeah. So it was all right in the end.
And I never told anyone that I was lying until about 3 years ago, and I actually confessed it on a confession show on another.
With Simon Mayo?
That's the one.
Yes, the fella. I know the fella.
They read it out.
What did your mum and dad say? Are they still around?
My dad's not, but my mum.
Yeah.
She took it quite well. She laughed. It was so long now. She couldn't say anything, but-
Yeah, Jamie. Well, listen, flipping it. If you, thank you very much indeed. If you've ever faked an illness to the point of having a finger inserted up your anus, line 2, you're on the wireless.
Right now, Ian and Keith have said that V is corner shop.
Oh no!
That's a real punt. I'm thinking that about that time they were big for about 20 seconds.
There we go.
Okay, well, let's see if that's right. Oh, no, it's not. I know exactly what it is. Oh, no!
Theatre. Performance.
Oh, no! Am I the right shout? Oh, no! It's too late! It's not! Too late! It's something else. It's the... God. It's the Spice Girls, isn't it?
Yep, that's the day my white privilege burst on television and I became a racist. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless.
As I love you so, and I want you to know that I'll always be right here. That's why I sing this song for you, because you are so dear.
Oh, yeah. It really is. It's the stuff of nightmares. So anyway, I had a commode and a heavy portable television to 0844 499 1000. And someone said, I'll come and collect them both. And she turned up. A commode, as you know, it's a big chair that you sit on to have a poo. And she turned up, and it was this rather old, I won't say frail woman, because she looked quite tough. And I said, all right, listen, I was in the first floor flat. I said, where's your car? I'll carry the stuff down and put it in your car. She went, oh no, I got the bus. I was like, right. How are you going to get this home? I'll take it on the bus. A commode and a big, heavy, portable television. Are you nuts? And I said, look, I tell you what, they're yours, right? You can have them. If you want to take them both, you can. Hang on a second. Yes, line 1.
Hiya.
Hello, you're on the air. What do you want?
Night.
There we go. Thank you very much. I'm going to... Oh, let's try this one. Yes, line 1. Well, that ended abruptly, so did this. Yes, line 1. Hello? Nope, there we go. Log that, please. Thank you very much indeed. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Hello, line 2, you're on the air. Okay, well, thank you very much. If people want to hear the old shows, they can go and listen to the podcast. So the woman said, I'll take them both. And I said, hang on a sec, blimey. Yes, line 1.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
Now, how freaky is that? Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Have a guess who this is.
Oh.
Iain Lee. Actually, I do know who he is, and I can't stand him.
Who was that? Was that,
Iain Lee. Actually, I do know who he is, and I can't stand him.
Well, he sounds like a gentleman of excellent taste, whoever that gentleman is. I don't know...
You sure you want to go with Chris Reardon?
Oh, is it Chris Reardon? No, who's Chris Reardon? I don't know who these... Yes, why not? Let's. Yes.
Just saying Chris Reardon. Let's find out if you're right.
Pop-a-doodle-doo.
Spot on. Okay, you move to the next round.
Okay. What's the next round?
And we love Yasser.
Who's that saying we love Yasser? Play that again.
And we love Yasser.
It's not Lisa Faulkner, is it?
And we love Yasser.
It's someone quite famous, and I can't think who it is. Oh, she's a blonde lady. She's a presenter. She's a television presenter. I can't remember her name.
Well, that means you're through to the third round, which is the music round. Now, what we've done here, we've got Talk Radio and Product Recall to rock up a version of a familiar TV theme. See if you know what this theme is.
Okay. This is good. This is good. It's The Littlest Hobo.
The thing, Littlest Hobo.
It's The Littlest Hobo. Play it. Play the whole thing.
Find out. It's The Littlest Hobo. Let's have a listen. Any idea?
It's The Littlest Hobo.
Let's find out if you are right.
Pop-a-doodle-doo.
Spot on, you got that right. Okay, you move to round number 4. I'm going to play you a bit of a song.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what year the song was released, who it's by, what the song is, who wrote it, how long it took to record, and what chart position it got to. Here we go. Okay.
Right, okay, it was the Beach Boys. It cost $250,000 to record. It took 6 months to record. It was 1966 or 7. I can't remember. And it got to number 1.
Take care, bye-bye. If that doesn't get me the gig on TalkSport, I don't know what will.
Hey! Thank you, man. Well, that was a lot of work went into that. When was that from? That must have been from LBC. I'm trying to find... Product Recall did a brilliant version of The Littlest Hobo, but I can't find it anywhere. If anyone's got that on MP3, they did like a sort of rock version of The Littlest Hobo. Yes, line 1. That was brilliant. Whoever that was, the top points. Okay, well, and that's just you playing a show from Monday. That was brilliant. Thank you, man. That was awesome. Well put together. I can't remember the name of that woman though that says "We love Yasser." She's, I think she was like on a red carpet event, and I can't remember what her name is. So long, I mean, that's like 10 years ago, isn't it? Yes, line 1.
It's Andre speaking.
Hello, Andre, how you doing?
My name is Andre, as well as Andy.
Yep.
I've got a nice bit of music if you want to listen to it.
Go on then.
I'm from Essex, in case you couldn't tell. Dental research. And I'll bang this on that. I think Jaffa cakes are lovely because you can either eat them a little bit at a time or eat them in one mouthful if you are greedy. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Just never emptying bottle of dreams.
I remember the Jaffa Cake thing. I think we told him that he had to... Andre was a caller in another life. That he could win a lifetime supply of Jaffa Cakes if he came up with a slogan in less than 20 words or something. I like Jaffa Cakes because... I think that was Eloise's idea. That was very funny. Yes, line 2. Okay, okay. That's great. Well, this has got to be the best straight to air we've had since we've been on Talk Radio, I think. I mean, you be the judges in your mind. I'll be the judge in my mind. And in my mind, yes, sir. If you want to take part, 0844 499 1000, 7 pence a minute, plus access charge, significantly more from mobiles. I do wonder, someone's just asking on Periscope. What's Periscope? Well, you can watch the show if you want. I do wonder about some of those callers, and some of them will be dead. Some of the old callers, certainly from the LBC, because you get a lot of old women phoning up, they're probably dead. Betty is probably dead. Betty went on to sort of become friends with my mum, and then I had a row with her, and I don't think we spoke again after that. Andre, in my head, everyone asks me what happened to Andre. In my head, he got sober, and he finally bought a Subaru. But I just don't know. Yes, line 1. Nope, didn't work. Log it. Try again, because the phone system is not anywhere near as perfect as they would have us think. Yes, line 1.
I'm new to listening to this show. Do I have to sing something stupid or say something stupid?
It was Kate.
Is this part of the show where...
It was Kate Thornton was the woman who said "We love Yasser." Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, what was that?
I'm quite new to listening to the show.
Yes.
And I always get a little bit confused when I tune at this one. Is it specifically phone in to say something silly or sing down the phone?
No.
Or is it just any call?
It's anything. Literally anything.
Oh. In which case, I had an experience for the first time this week.
What experience?
I embroiled... I embroiled myself in a Twitter row.
Oh, flipping it! What happened?
I've never. I put something on yours. I put a photo of a letter because I couldn't fit all my words into a tweet. So I wrote you a thing in defence of whatever.
Oh, was that the thing about me?
Yeah.
Oh, you did that. Well, you're very, very kind. Thank you very much. I appreciated that a lot. Thank you.
I've never really got involved, and I've never really kind of understood how people get really, bothered or upset or offended, because I've never. But somebody just got right on my nerves.
Go on. What?
It almost finished me.
What did they say?
I wanted to discuss something, and I think it was somebody who said about the white privilege. And I said,
was her name something like JC45 or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
I blocked her. Silly woman.
Yeah, I had a massive. But the thing is, I was genuinely interested.
Yeah.
To kind of to know where she was coming from. So she sent me a link to a really interesting article, which basically just said because of our ancestors, that's white privilege.
Yeah.
So I was saying, so regardless of whether we're prejudiced, we're all racist. And she wouldn't answer my question.
No,
and
she
I
wouldn't.
said, and this is the thing. This is the only thing I want to say is that I said to her, if that's the case, wouldn't saying Spice Girls also have been racist? And she refused to answer me, and it wound me up so much.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
It just wound me up. I never knew that I would be wound up so much.
She wound me up a lot, right? And she was giving me the white privilege thing. And which I accept, there is white privilege, of course there is, I accept that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then she kept including me in comments of other people, and I said, could you please exclude me from these comments? And then there was a second one, I said, please, would you exclude me from this? And then there was a third one, I said, right, this is your last chance, I'm asking you politely, would you exclude me from these conversations? And she didn't, so I blocked her, and then she blocked me. So, that will have made her happy, and that's good. And isn't it funny how someone you've never met, you know nothing about, you've exchanged maybe, less than 100 words, and they've got right up your nose.
Do you know, the thing is, it's like I took it really personally.
Yeah.
It's my fault for taking it personally. I took it really personally because I was thinking, I'm just asking a question. I'm not saying anything rude. I'm genuinely interested in how and she wouldn't have it. So I said, well, can you answer? Well, I'm not going to answer the question because you're roaming off subject. I said, well, go on then. Well, I don't mind answering. I was like, go on then. And I thought, my God, what am I doing?
You can't win.
So I just wanted to say that it was a new experience for me, and I don't know how anybody who gets never mind things like that, but trolled or anything like that, I don't know how anybody copes with it. I'm not surprised that kind of it really affects people. I have no idea. So I've sympathy for anybody who gets that all the time.
Thank you. Listen, thank you so much for writing that piece. It was very touching and very kind. Thank you. This is about me being a racist. And I am getting I'm getting more and more confident in my distancing myself from Twitter. I had a lovely chat with Adam Buxton yesterday, both in his podcast and off his podcast about it. And he just went, oh man, you should just get rid of it. Get rid of it, man. And then he sent me a really long email today basically saying, get away from Twitter. Don't argue with those people. Delete it off your phone. If you can't close your account, at least delete it and don't engage in it. And I've unfollowed everybody. I followed 2 people today, and then I unfollowed them again. And I've tweeted that the show was on. I did retweet something from the Awful Christian Concern organisation, who aren't Christians. Well, they say they're Christians, but they're a thoroughly right-wing, nasty, bigoted a group of people who want to make gay wedding illegal. They want to make abortion illegal. I think they want to make homosexuality illegal, but I'm not 100% sure. They're the reason I lost the gig at the BBC, and they just tweeted this horribly Islamophobic thing about Sadiq Khan. And so I retweeted that, but I'm just at the moment, and certainly for the short-term future, I'm not going to reply to anyone on Twitter, guys, and please don't take it personally. I just don't feel like I want to. I just want to. I'll plug the show. I'll plug the live CD when that comes out, and that's it. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Nope. Let's go to a break. Right. Let's try line 2. You're on the wireless. Hello, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, it's you.
Hello, who's that?
This is Ian. Who's that?
Hello, Ian. It's Barry from Northampton. How you doing?
Hello, Barry from Northampton. I'm all right. I'm hungry, but I'm also... I've put on a pair of jeans tonight that I've not worn for 3 weeks, and I can't do the top button up. and that's bad. So I'm feeling fat and bloated and a little bit down about that. But I'm all right.
That's a coming of age thing. Don't worry about it.
Well, it might be.
That as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm ringing, to be honest. Beach Boys. You're a Beach Boys fan.
I love the Beach Boys.
Yes.
Love them.
Absolutely. I've been a massive Beach Boys fan since I was 5 years old. Absolutely.
How
Brilliant.
come? Would your mum and dad play them, did they?
No, my dad had a best of Beach Boys tape that had a lady's bikini bottom on the front.
I know exactly the tape. I know exactly the album you mean. Boy, oh boy, yes.
Yeah. And I don't think that was the thing that attracted me. It might have been, I don't know, but you might not have.
There were two of them. That was the best of the Beach Boys.
That's
there was
right.
Volume 1 and Volume 2, wasn't there? I remember it. I remember,
Yeah.
Good cover.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But out of all of the rubbish tapes my dad had, those were the two that attracted me. And I played Volume 1, and I was hooked for life, absolutely hooked. Learned every word, and played their tapes and put my headphones on in my bed. And, brilliant.
Are you going to see Brian Wilson's doing a tour in the next couple of weeks? Are you going to go and see him?
No, I'm not, unfortunately. I can't make it, no.
I'm taking my...
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm taking my 6-year-old on I think it's Saturday the 14th to see him play Pet Sounds and do some hits and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're very excited
I would love
about
to see that. I really would. Yeah.
Favourite Beach Boys song?
It's good they're still doing it. Sorry?
Favourite Beach Boys song?
Favourite Beach Boys song? Oh, God.
Oh, this is a tough one.
It really is a tough one. You know what? I don't know why, but straight away I think In My Room. I don't know why. Sorry,
you don't know. You don't need to know why when it's something like that. That's a flipping great one. Nearly saw then. Did you hear that? Yeah. That's a flipping great. I think we got away with that. That's a flipping great one. Have you heard In My Room in German?
No.
Oh, mate, they did it in...
good?
Yeah, they did it in German. There was a thing in the 60s where the Beatles did a few songs in German, and the Beach Boys did In My Room. Here we go. Hang on, have a listen to this. Hang on, here we go. It's not quite as romantic and as powerful, but here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. The blooming internet won't work. There we go. Right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beach Boys in German. Oh, internet! I tell you what, we'll play it before the end of the show.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It needs to. YouTube needs to stream. I haven't got all my songs on me. Oh well, yeah. No, listen, I love the Beach Boys, and thanks for that. I'm always happy to discuss those crazy guys.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Nice one, man. Thanks for calling.
By the way, you got a great show. I love listening to you.
Well, thank you.
Despite what the other idiots say,
yes,
I think you're great.
Well, you're very kind. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yes.
How I wonder what you are.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was wondering if you can sponsor my pet gay fish.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. I wonder why she doesn't call anymore. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Scrunched up your face and did a little dance. Shook your little turd at the bottom of your pants. I don't see where anyone can see in anyone else but you.
Okay, that's just, imagine, and that's a grown woman doing that. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Okay, I don't know why you're just playing Monday's podcast to me. I have access to it. I think we can play that whole Beach Boys song now. Listen to this, man. This is great. That's your actual Beach Boys singing in German. Auf dem Deutsch. Good, isn't it? I love that. They are good, the Beach Boys. They do, they also release some stinkers, which is what I think makes them so good. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Oh, Ian, please, have you finished that bloody commode story?
Oh, well, the ending is...
I'm in suspense, man.
The ending isn't that good. So thank you for reminding me. It's Russ, isn't it? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Right, okay. So, she turned up on the bus, and it was a big commode, and it was a big portable TV, and she was going to take them both on the bus. I said, you can't do that. Basically, she took the commode, and I left the TV out on the doorstep, and she came and took it the next day.
She took a commode, she actually took it on the bus?
Yeah, she took a commode. Well, the thing is, if you get caught short, it's a long journey. She has to go from Muswell Hill to Tottenham. It's a long journey. If you get caught short, you can just, have a waz.
I'll sleep better now. I've heard the rest of that story.
I'm glad I could help you, Russ. Always my pleasure to help people. Have I missed a break? Have we got... No, I haven't missed... Anyway, so... The reason I was talking about the commode was because there's a story in the paper. There we go, we're back on track. 35 minutes later and we're back on track. So, treadmill for sale on Bumtree. That's right, guys. Why Bumtree, not Gumtree? The story involves a bum. Let's find out more. I'll continue. Thank you. A randy wife... Is there such a thing? Guys? Huh? A randy wife tried to get a discount on a £99 second-hand treadmill with a snap of her bum. They've missed out there. They should have said with a cheeky snap of her bum. Shouldn't they? They've missed out there. Paul Sims, you've let the sun down. Seller Lee Kuchia, 31, was contacted by the woman after he placed an ad on online sales site Gumtree, which we've hilariously called Bumtree in this story as it involves a bum. The exchange started normally until she texted him a picture of her tights-clad bum. And it's a big old bum. She does need a treadmill. She then asked him to knock down the price in return for extra marital fun. Wowzers. Lee tried to give her the bum's rush by telling her he was seeing someone, but she asked, not even for a good one-off session? A good one-off. Fancy a good one-off session? Single Lee had to pretend he was gay to stop her from sending any further messages. The sales assistant said, when she sent me a picture of her bum in tights, I didn't know what to think. I was quite shocked, to be honest. I just thought, wow, I should probably avoid her. Oh, come on, man. Come on, live a little. Huh? Live a little. Lee of Rotherham, South York, added, my friend said it reads like the start of a bad porno. No, it doesn't sound... I have never seen a porno. Of course I have. In none of them does it involve Gumtree. Or someone selling a treadmill. Treadmills are involved in some of them. Of course they are. My friend said it was hilarious. Some have been encouraging me to meet her. I'm not tempted. Her ass looked horrible. The end of the story. I just think that sometimes, you've got to meet people. It's nice to meet people outside of your circle of friends, isn't it? And to kind of push things. Not push things. I'm just going to stop that sentence there and go to line 1. Yes, line 1. Oh, it's the Kinks. Took a while. I can't remember what song it is, but yes, it's the Kinks. It took a while. Thank you for that. Let's have a quick break. 0844 499 1000. Yes, line 1. No. Okay. Fourth time. Fourth time, guys. Fourth time. 0844 499 1000. 7 pence a minute plus access charge. Significantly more from others. Now, here's a really horrible story, but there's something in it that struck me as being amazing, right? And it's not about the actor who, I mean, gosh, blimey. Gosh. I Googled it. And they went, oh yeah, no, I knew it was him. Isn't it a strange world? Isn't it a strange old world? Here we go, right? Payday loan to hire 2 hitmen. All right, so this is a horrible story, okay? It's a horrible, horrible story. But there's one thing where I went, what? Really? A joiner who used cash... Oh, hang on a second. Yes, line 1.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Is that Ian?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, mate. It's Simon.
Hello, Simon.
How you doing? Yeah, I was just... you triggered my mind. I've been meaning to find out for a while. Do you know the cover of Sloop John B by Me First and the Gimme Gimmes?
How do I know the name Me First and the Gimme Gimmes? Who are those guys? I know that band.
It's like this American punk super band, all these band members, they do loads of covers. They do a wicked version of Sloop John B.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
Me First. Should we have a little listen to it? And I'll be.
I think you'd like it. Actually, while I'm on the phone, because I'll jump off because
go on.
I've had a few beers. But do you remember, like about 4 years ago, we actually had a little chat on Facebook. I asked you if you wanted to play bass for me after randomly seeing you at this comedy gig.
I don't remember that.
You mentioned that you wanted to be in a band, so I emailed you and you were like, "Oh, thanks, but I'm busy."
Oh, I'm sorry, I blew you out, man. How's the band going?
Yeah, it's all right. If I do a little plug, it's we're called Great Ape. It's wearegreatape.com.
Beautiful. You've done the plug. Here's the song. Let's have a listen. Oh no. 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 Oh dear. Sweet God. This is... Well? Turned it round. No, terrible. Line 2, you're on the wireless. It's very quiet. Very quiet. But thank you very much indeed. Always nice to hear a snatch of Daydream Believer. Line 1. There's your 5th. Phone's a little bit temperamental this evening. Most of them are getting through, but a little bit temperamental. 0844 499 1000. So, a joiner who used cash from a payday lender, which just goes to prove that these payday lenders are awful, awful things because their money could be used to murder. Because we don't get that. Someone's asking on Periscope, we never get line 3 because we don't get that many calls yet. We normally get kind of 1 and 2 calling in at a time. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Nope, there's number 6. A joiner who used cash from a payday lender to hire hitmen to murder his ex-lover's boyfriend was jailed for life. So it's a horrible story, right? And I'll get to the bit in a minute. Well, I'll get to the bit in a second. Luigi Dalli paid 2 assassins to hack this guy's poor guy to death, right? So 2 assassins to murder someone. £1,000. £1,000. Is that all? For 2 hitmen? I don't know if it's bog off or whatever, but £1,000 for 2 hitmen? That seems very, very cheap. Yes, line 1.
Love you, Iain Lee.
Thank you very much indeed. I love you too. And I'll tell you what, well, that reminds me, I've got some answer phone messages tonight. There's some good ones tonight. So let's sit back and enjoy your answer phone messages, guys.
Badger. Dead badger. Dead badger. Dead badger. Cleopatra, Covenantia, Cleopatra, Covenantia, 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 Covenantia. She was only the fishmonger's daughter, but she laid on the slab and then.
Hey, have you heard about this new restaurant? It's built in the middle of the M5, the actual middle of the M5. You've got to call head office though, because you've got to make a central reservation.
Afternoon, Ian. Just listened to your show from last night, as I listened to it the day after. Glad you're sorting yourself out with Twitter. I don't understand it, actually. If you thought this was what for that. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Line 1, you're on the wireless. Okay. Okay, so one of my boys' favourite songs. Thank you very much for that. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. Why have I written that down? Oh, yeah, that's not very interesting, actually. I write these things down, and then some of them, I go back to them and go, actually, oh, yeah, this is a good one. This is weird picture, right? It's a terrible picture. It's a terrible picture. I'm going to show the periscopers. Look at that. Isn't that... The headline is Snorty Boy. Snorty Boy? Who's been a snorty boy, then? It's horrible, right? Drug pick storm. I don't know where this... Oh, it's in Bulgaria. Well, you kind of... I mean, without wishing to be rude against Bulgarians, you kind of expect this. A shocking picture of a 3-year-old boy snorting cocaine led to outrage on social media. Well, you know, someone brushing their hair could lead to outrage on social media. Because social media is full of arses. The image was uploaded with the caption, "Mum and Dad's little junkie." It shows the lad looking directly into the camera, preparing to snort a white powdery substance. With the greatest of respect, he's not preparing to snort that because he's not holding the rolled up note correctly. It's not up against the nostril. It's in the middle of the nose. If you snort like that, it's going to be a waste. Of course, we don't condone the use of drugs here, guys, at all. The family involved insist the picture was just a joke. But someone's just tweeted the schoolboy error, yes. But horrified social media users, oh jeez. Horrified social media users. Called for the child to be taken into care. And now social services are reportedly investigating the case. Mum, Nadezhda Nuri, insisted the powder was just flour, not cocaine. It wasn't cocaine, it was just flour. Line 1, you're on the wireless. Oh, no, go away! Get out of here! That's the longest bit I've ever heard of that song. I'm watching a brilliant documentary. Speaking of documentaries, Netflix is the home of some great documentaries. Some crap, but some good... I'm watching a documentary about a band of which I know nothing. Not Thin Lizzy. Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister. I don't know anything about Twisted... Well, I do now, because I'm halfway through a documentary about Twisted Sister. But I couldn't... Even though I'm about an hour into it, I couldn't name a Twisted Sister song, apart from Disco Sucks, I think. Is that actually a song they did? But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Those guys... And what's good now is... Because I imagine, Twisted Sister back in the day was seen as quite shocking and... quite outrageous. But now they're just old men, and one of them, I'm sure, is wearing a very bad wig. Yes, line 1.
Hello, Ian. How's it going?
It's all right, yeah.
Oh, good. I've got absolutely nothing to say.
Permission is granted if you want to hang up.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to say, love the show.
Okay.
And that's it, really. I'm listening from Finland, so quite far away.
Hey, Finland. It's the country I'd like to be, I think it's the Monty Python
song.
song.
According to Monty Python,
Why are you in Finland?
I ask myself that every day. I don't know. Now, my girlfriend's from Finland, and we moved here recently from London.
How are you finding it?
It's all right, yeah. I mean, the winters are very, very long, obviously.
I bet they are.
But, things like your show. We've recently had twins as well.
Oh, mate. Boy, oh, boy. Well, congratulations.
They're only a month old. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we're here to be closer to her family. And
are you there forever? Is the plan to stay there forever?
No.
Oh.
Definitely not, no.
Oh, okay.
So no, I don't think so. I think I miss the UK.
So it's just while the kids are babies?
Well, that's the thing. We could maybe stay here forever. But I don't know. The way I feel now, I don't think we'd stay here forever.
Are you finding it tough? And you can be, there's no disrespect to
I'm
your
loving
wife
it.
or
It's all
family.
lakes and forests. Have you ever been to Finland?
I haven't. I've been to Sweden. I imagine that's. Oh no! Do you know? I think I did go to Finland once on a day trip to meet Father Christmas.
Oh, of course, in Lapland.
Yeah. I got.
It's only the British and the Finns that think Santa Claus lives in Lapland.
Well,
Everyone else is North Pole.
Well, I know. I think he lives in the North Pole. But I was at another radio station, and someone phoned up and said, "Would you and your producer like to go on a trip to Finland for the day?" Went, "Oh yes, count us in." It's the days when you could take freebies like that. Finland's one of those countries that's kind of overlooked, isn't it?
It is, and because obviously I've had some British people coming out to visit me.
Yeah.
And you need to, basically, it's the kind of country you need to have a reason to go there. But when you do go here, you tend to fall in love with the place. Very nice women, I must say.
Well, you married one, and...
Well, of course, yeah.
And that's going to be the only one you stick with, isn't it?
I'm sure.
You don't sound convinced. Well, listen, I'm glad. I really appreciate we're getting loads of people listening from all over the world, which is absolutely fantastic.
I've been listening for years, yes, and since your absolute days, I've been listening.
Oh, nice one, man. Well, listen, congratulations with the kids, and everyone's well and healthy, are they?
Yeah, everyone's good.
Brilliant. All right, listen. Well, the show's coming to an end, so you're the last call of the night. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Cheers. There we go. Well, what a lovely way to end what has been quite a laid-back show, really, and none the worse for it. I had literally nothing to talk about when I came in 3 hours ago, and if I'm honest, we've not spoken about anything, but does that really matter?
Talk Radio. We got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.